40s. Wednesday, we could see just a few showers across the north. Temperatures will be falling through the 60s and into the 50s. Highs near 70 across the south on Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. You're listening to The Morning Rush on ESPN 95.3.
I mean, there's a better part of 2 hours.
Here's Jones on a keeper. Out over the 40 to midfield. Matt Jones may take it to the house. And the dunk.
3-2 pitch. He struck him out. Got him looking. Hagen Smith has tied the school record with 17 strikeouts, but he's done it in 6 dominating innings. Peyton Holt in center field makes the catch. Runners don't try to score. Donay's coming home. He throws to third. Sprague Lott fires to the plate. They got him.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Morning. What a day we've got. It was a great day to be on the highways today. Nice and clear once you got outside of central Arkansas. And it's good to be with you on a bright and sunny morning here at Baum Walker Stadium. Phil Elson with Matt Jones, my partner back in the ESPN Arkansas headquarters with the Sea Burger. And we got you for the next 3 hours on halftime on ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com, and the Hit That Line Now app. Man, they're getting the field ready for game day. Matt, it's game day, and game day tomorrow. We have a few more of them now that it's crossover season. You couldn't ask for a better day for a baseball game. Thank goodness.
Happy Tuesday, man. I'm a little jealous, man. I bet it was a pretty drive up.
It was gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, there was a little bit of traffic once you got outside of Conway. It just pretty much slowed down. It was a good thing you don't have to heading east and then south into the capital city. That could be a little bit rough. Heading out of the capital city today, it was nice, very nice.
Did you have some tunes going on? Were you on the phone? Would you have talk radio? What's kind of the Phil Elson morning commute up?
Well, these days I do like listening to some of our lineup on ESPN Arkansas. I use the Hit That Line Now app when I'm actually in the car. It's one of the cool things about this app is it's very easy to just listen to any of the shows by pushing the HTL app button on your CarPlay, and you can listen to everything else that's going on. So I had a little bit of Chuck and Bo. I had some of what's the show before us? That Morning Rush. That's the one. That's right.
Chuck and Bo, they're still hanging around. They're still doing that thing. Yeah,
that's right.
Well, look at them.
They still appear to be getting along after all this time.
Yeah,
it's been what was it? It was from the start of the football season. So now at the end of the basketball season, everything seems to be going pretty well there. Morning Rush 2, and how are we doing? This is over 2.5 years. I feel like we're doing pretty good. We've made it to this would be a third baseball season that you're going to be doing halftime with me. So you probably notice an uptick in my mood this time of the year, don't you?
Oh man, you're a joy to work with. It's very, very pleasurable.
Maybe a little bit more in February than like in November when when Major League season comes to an end and it's all football and basketball. Not like I have any problem with those sports. Game day tomorrow too, Matt, and that's a little bit more of the immediacy. Baseball today against Grambling, 3 o'clock first pitch. I think for some fans, this will be for them an opening day. I know it's a Tuesday, but it has a little bit of a Friday feel. I'd like to see. Let's have some parties in the Hog Pen today. Why not transform this into a Friday-ish Tuesday and forget about whatever you got going on tomorrow? Though with a 3 o'clock first pitch, if you have too much fun in the Hog Pen, there's still some time to recover before you got to get up and do it tomorrow. And then a late game tomorrow, one that really matters against Texas, 2 teams on the bubble. And Matt, last night on the John Calipari radio show, which you heard on this very station. This is what Cal had to say about the topic at hand, which we got into yesterday, potential injury to Adu Thiero.
Adu Thiero, we're trying to figure out if he's going to be able to play or not. Without him, it's kind of like, if you remembered, we lost Boogie, had 2 days, and had to prepare for Georgia. Well, now we have 2 days and have to prepare for Texas if he does not play.
So you can see the writing on the wall. I mean, it felt like they were kind of getting everybody prepared for him not playing after Saturday's game against Mizzou. But, Matt, doesn't this just fit right into the story of the team this year? You didn't have anybody on the team when Cal took over. To hear him talk about it yesterday, virtually everybody that joined the team showed up either injured or found a way to have some kind of a fluke injury before practice season even started. And this just fits right into it. I mean, it really does. This has been your most consistent player. It's a guy that, quite honestly, if I were to pick one guy that I don't think you can do without, he's the one right now. And I couldn't imagine any script writer would have it any differently than this.
Well, if it's a soft tissue deal, you're going to get maintenance. You know, everybody's so secretive. Who knows what it really is? Do we know what it really is? As tough as he is, man, I wouldn't put anything past him. He's a tough SOB. You know, like he'll be out there if he can play. Three's going to be out there because he's. But we don't know what is it. You know, like, is it a maintenance thing where you stretch and ice and heat? Is it a bone bruise? You know, what actually happened to him?
And you know what? I doubt there really will be much information.
Because my money is that he plays if he's okay. You know, like he's the type of player that if he's 80%, it's not going to be any more damage. You know, if it's a soft tissue deal, a bruise, you know, nothing's hurt where it's surgery. You get him right and he goes out there. But if he can't go and it's going to hurt him more, then yeah, you pull him back and see if an extra 4, because we don't play again until March 1st.
Well, I'd also wonder, too, isn't the committee supposed to view it the same way that you might when it comes to football? Now, I don't know if Arkansas has any luxury about this because they're on the bubble. They're not at full strength without Adu Thiero. It's not like you discount the win or the loss against Texas if you lose it. But, you know, maybe in that eyes, if that's what happens, of the committee, you know, they weren't at full strength. It wasn't the same team that they might be going into the tournament, depending on just how bad this injury could be if he doesn't play. I mean, I know in the back of our minds we might be thinking, well, who will you see him again? It seems, you know, and sciatica, lower back, something of that sense, and you know that can be real testy. Sometimes very easy to re-injure it. And I don't know, it's like, you know, if you're going 80% on an ankle, can you go 80% with your lower back if that's an issue for you with all the banging you're going to be taking? But I mean, you know, it turns into can you win it? Can you win a game that you kind of have to win? Forget about how the committee views it. Can you win a game that you kind of have to win without Adu Thiero? I mean, everybody's got to step up, but in that case, it's not like somebody else off the bench is taking those minutes. So this is the time for, you know, Adu's looked better, hasn't he? It's time to step up. If Adu can't play, well, Adu has to be the guy that. It's not like he's going to give you all his points, but you need him out there, and you need him to do what he would have done if he didn't have the ankle injury when he showed up.
Yeah, I mean, 3 plays the 2-3-4 spot. He's kind of a combo 2-3s. You know, 9's a 5. The minutes would be by aggregate. It's who's gonna. But I think it's Billy Richmond's minutes. I think that's the guy that has to step up and play 30+ minutes without fouling out, with being under control, being composed. Because let's face it. I like to ask people who's your favorite player, who's the best player on the team, who do you like? 3's our best player. That's our best all-around player, hands down. Duke can absolutely go. So how do you make up for it in the aggregate with what pieces? Can Brazile step up? Can he get his, whatever's going on, can he figure it out? Because there's a lot of talent there. And yeah, 9's been playing better. His last 3 or 4 games been playing better. Are you going to be able to get Nelly for 40 minutes? Is he going to be still doing his thing? You think he's turned the corner and you think he can? Carter Knox then becomes what, your number 2 scoring option? Is DeJuan Wagner or DJ Wagner, is he going to be more efficient? So you start looking at the pieces, where are they going to go? But yeah, I don't know. What do you think? You think he plays?
I know what it's like to have the lower back issue, but I don't know what it's like to try to be, bang
21
around
and
in
be
the
athletic,
SEC
yeah.
at that point. Well, yeah, 21 and athletic.
So he's
that
getting
was
the
a little
best
more at
treatment in
that
the world. You're getting the best. You got the best facilities up there to take care of you. That's why I ask. If it's something like that, they might be able to get him right where he can go.
No, I really, I don't know. I'd like to say you can win without him.
I don't know who the
but
other
I'm not-
piece is because
right, I
they
just
haven't.
don't know.
Yeah,
I would think Brazil has to be a guy who really steps into
you
the
can't
role.
trust him on defense.
No, you can't. That's right. And you'd say by now, well, does somebody just automatically flip a switch? And it's got to be an aggregate kind of a thing.
Billy
You're right.
Richmond's got to quit being a freshman. It's the grow up game for Billy Richmond. Yeah.
It's opportunities for somebody, but it's when these injuries occur at whatever point of the season that it really has the biggest impact late. We're still waiting on results for Gage Wood's MRI, one of the starting pitchers over the weekends for the Razorbacks. But right now, it's the third weekend of the season coming up. If you have to absorb an injury to one of your starters, now's the time for it to happen. Texas A&M just lost their third baseman, last year's SEC Freshman of the Year, Gavin Grahovic, to a shoulder injury for the entire season. He was a cornerstone, one of the reasons that team is ranked number 1. But it comes before the third weekend of the season, so they've got some time to try to figure that kind of thing out. And it's just, if you hope that you don't see that sort of injury bug as you continue throughout the year, but that's exactly what's happened for this Arkansas team. And unfortunately, it also plays right into the whole narrative of, well, you only had about 9 players who were going to get minutes for you, and now you're pretty much down to 7 if Adu doesn't play. And Matt, you're right. I mean, I'm talking so much like he's not going to play, but he's a tough kid.
He's the tough. If you were picking teams and you were like, he's your first pick. I mean, that's the guy you're taking first, and his tenacity, the way he's. To me, he reminds me of Dwayne Wade at Marquette. Like he's on the floor. You look up, he's on the floor, diving for balls, falling, being aggressive, being physical. I mean, he could really be shooting 12 free throws a game if they would call the fouls on him. But he's so aggressive and so tough. It's like they let it go a little bit.
And I want him to still be able to be that kind of player no matter what. It's like if you got whatever the issue is, whatever your injury is, if it takes away some of that aggression just because you don't know if you can trust your body at that point, you're not quite the same player. So I mean, maybe it is best for him to sit, but it's also that point of the year where you if you're the most consistent player, if you're maybe the best player on the team and you're on the bubble and you kind of got to beat the team that you're coming up against, Texas is right there with you. Both teams have 5 SEC wins. Man, it's a tough time to deal with something like that. Here's what we got for halftime. I get out a little early because they'll be doing batting practice probably, I guess, around 12:45 for a 3 o'clock first pitch. So I'll be heading down to talk with DVH during the third hour of the show. Matt will talk with Bill King from Nashville Sports Radio and see what's going on in college football with the Combine coming up later on this week. Alyssa Orange from Pig Trail Nation also stopping by as well in hour number 2. Hey, the Great American Conference Basketball Championships will be coming to Fort Smith next month. It is taking place at Fort Smith Southside High School March 6th through the 9th. That's all the best men's and women's team in the GAC going to battle it out for the automatic bid in the D2 NCAA tournament. You can get tickets and more information for the Great American Conference tournament at greatamericanconference.com. It's March 6th through the 9th. Fort Smith Southside High School. Nothing quite like tournament basketball in March, of course. We'll open the phone lines for the next segment. Calls and texts at 877-377-6963. Who has to step up if Adu Thero doesn't play, or will he play, and should he? Halftime back in just a moment.
I was just calling to tell you, Phil, what a pleasure it was to listen to you with the baseball game.
This is halftime. This is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
And some teams have conference games all the way down the stretch, and then others. Warren?
I think that's in the background there at the flag.
Okay, I got you. Down the
about 30 yards from the railroad track.
Yeah.
Whole pack.
I got you.
Rolling.
I got you.
Yeah. So Where were you headed there?
I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
Weekdays from 9 to 11, only on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Up to $3,000 off and 0.9% financing on all 2024 Buick Encore GXs at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Encore GX is a boldly styled 5-person SUV that is ready to reward. Up to $3,000 off and 0.9% financing for well-qualified buyers. This is a limited time offer. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith and online at harryrobinson.com.
A new era of chicken is here to stay, and it's not your parents' poultry. The Cantina Chicken menu from Taco Bell is slow roasted and perfectly seasoned. Take it tacoed up in a crispy white corn tortilla with cheese inside and out, or wrapped in a burrito with fresh purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. However you like it, you'll never chicken the same way again. Get yours today at your nearest Taco Bell and join rewards to earn free food. Available at participating stores. Rewards points are earned on qualifying purchases. All items while supplies last. Subject to terms.
Are you tired of the overcrowded fitness centers? Would you like a fitness option where you can actually work out? Then let's hang out. The Hangout is Fort Smith's newest fitness facility. It has an 8,000 square foot gym, indoor tennis, pickleball, and basketball with more sports coming soon. The Hangout offers group and individual training in the gym and boasts 3 active tennis pros to help you grow your game. Stop in today at 5400 Gary Street or thehangoutfs.com for more information. Be a part of something different. Fitness, sports, and more. Let's hang out.
Benjamin Franklin said, "In this world, nothing is certain except death and taxes." Well, good old Ben must have never met your ex, who is certain that she gets to claim your kids as dependents each and every year. I'm Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions. As you prepare your tax returns this year, give us a call about your options regarding child custody, visitation, support, and yes, even tax-dependent status. 479-769-1505. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price.
Oh, the taxes.
At Central Hydraulic in Fort Smith, the work doesn't just stop when the temperature drops. We're your go-to service provider. Be sure to prep your machine and stay ahead of the frost and costly damage. Still using summer oil? Winter-friendly oil is the weapon your machine needs. Be sure to get an oil change. Check your hydraulic fluid, fuel prep, and battery check. For all these services needed in the cold weather months, come see Central Hydraulic for all your hydraulic needs at 6104 Highway 271 South or call at 479-646-0571. Central Hydraulic, your service provider.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new ultra matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and local tackle shops everywhere. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere.
Looking to upgrade your boat? Now's the time with Honda Marine Buyer's Choice Sales Event. Choose up to $2,000 in instant savings or a 36-month Honda Care Protection Plan. That's extra coverage worth up to $44.60 included at no extra cost. This offer applies to all new 40 to 350 horsepower Honda Marine outboards now through March 31st, 2025. Don't miss this limited time deal at Heartland Honda Power Sports Marine in Springdale. Save big or get extra peace of mind. The choice is yours. Visit Heartland Honda Power Sports Marine today. Exit 72 from I-49 just north of Cracker Barrel.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Running to the church, you gotta get back. You're gonna miss the show. You're sitting in the front row.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Well, I guess it really hadn't hit me until I did the read on the Great American Conference Tournament being in Fort Smith next week that it is just about basketball tournament time. I know we've got district championships across Arkansas taking place, but Matt, did you guys go, were you in the tournament in Atlanta in the Georgia Dome at Arkansas?
My freshman year with Nolan, we played we played in Atlanta. We were one and done, and then I played my junior year with Coach Stan Heath, and I believe we went to Nashville. Mm-hmm. So I ended up, I think they were changing it. It was my first time as far as that freshman game, playing a basketball game in a big dome where they just set you off in the little corner, like to get a feel for it. It's definitely different because you got this massive space and then you look like a Lego block over here that you're supposed to play.
So
on.
did they kind of put the basketball court just on half of the field and block off the other? You've seen where they do it at at the Carrier Dome and I think at the Alamo Dome. Where the Spurs used to play is you'd see that big black curtain that would sort of, just cut off half of the stadium. And I guess it's trying to give it a little bit of a feel of intimacy, but it just can't feel like that. Is that what I was like there?
Yeah, they kind of put you off to the corner as much. It's not really half the field because they put you close to the regular bleachers and then they pile it in or whatever on the other side. But yeah, you're walking in there. And then, I want to say the next year we played Georgia in the SEC championship game. We were one and done in that one as well.
Yeah, I've been to some of the SEC tournaments are pretty much locked into where they're held right now. I think Nashville's got the tournament for the SEC for, I think, another at least 3 or 4 years, if not longer. And Greenville, South Carolina, I don't see them letting go because they also host NCAA weekends in March, not just the SEC women's tournament. So I couldn't imagine those will be leaving soon. Hot Springs hosted Sun Belt championships for like 4 years there when Little Rock was good, and that was when they were UALR, and they would call it the Little Rock Invitational. Mobile was kind of fun for the Sun Belt, but there was never any better place for a Sun Belt championship than going to New Orleans. Even though you weren't playing it in the Hornets arena, you're playing it in the Privateers arena, little old UNO Lakefront arena, which, man, I just remember when Katrina hit and they couldn't, and Lakefront arena literally flooded to where it was useless for maybe 4 years, and they used to play the UNO basketball would play in this little dungeon. Man, it was the slipperiest basketball floor I've ever seen outside of Florida International when Isaiah Thomas was their coach. And I think they actually refer to the place as the dungeon. It was truth in marketing. It was big-time truth in marketing. Carl in Fayetteville says that Brazil's got to figure it out if Thero's hurt. Otherwise, Arkansas is cooked. Well, I mean, here's the thing. It's like there really aren't many other options to take over those minutes. You basically, at that point, are down to Adu needs to be able to stay on the floor longer. Billy Richmond can't be, like you said yesterday, Matt, can't be fouling out in 11 minutes. Carter Knox, he's already, amongst the top 6 rotation for the most part in Carter Knox. And then it's Brazil. That's it. Otherwise, the other 5 guys on the team, they're just, and you knew this coming in, they're just practice players. There's no design on them getting onto the court at all, unless I don't even think if it's a blowout one way or the other. So it's not like there are other choices. It's basically down to Brazil to be able to do some of the things that Adu can do. But can he defend?
Wagner, he's got to play 36-plus minutes. Nelly Davis has to play 36-plus minutes. Carter Knox has to play 36-plus. So there's 3 guys that are pretty much playing the entire game. And then you got to figure it out a little bit. Can Big Z give you 30 minutes, 28 minutes? Where are his minutes? Like you said, Billy Richmond. Brazil, he's going to play a little bit. It's just I don't know where you put him. I don't know what you tell him. I don't know how he just, for whatever reason, man, it's not really going well. But Maybe. I mean, he's shown he's got natural athletic ability. I mean, fingers crossed, I guess. That's not really a good coaching thing, but I don't know what to tell you about him because he's not. His last 4 games, Phil, has been he just doesn't even look. He doesn't even look like a basketball player out there.
And it's, I mean, it's not like I saw that coming with Trevin, because it had appeared in November and then into December that he had improved. He gave great effort, was shooting the ball fairly well, defended well enough. I think most of his upside is on the offensive side, and maybe the ability to rebound because he should be able to leap, but it just hasn't played out. But now's the chance to so that nobody's when you're talking about Trevin Brazil's career at Arkansas, that you remember the end of it in a positive way, that he was one of the reasons why you made the tournament, even though your top player got hurt and might not have played in 2 of the most important games of the year. Again, it's like this is what you're waiting on, is to find some sort of news. But, I mean, it took a little bit of time for the news about Boogie's thumb surgery to come out. That was a few days between when Cal even mentioned an injury to his thumb and that he'd played hurt for a couple of games, and then when you knew it was been repaired surgically, and now you were left to guess whether or not he'd play for the rest of the season. So to me, this is like you'll want an answer about Adu right now, but if he doesn't play, there'll be no answer about how long he's going to be out. It'll be a sitting and hope and wait, and just like you're saying with Brazil, just hoping that he can give you a little bit more, Matt. It turns into hope, and unfortunately that does not turn into a plan. 877-377-6963. Looking on the text line, Michael in Pottsville says he needs the Brazil that played his sophomore year before the knee injury. That's right. I mean, that's really where he was. I remember that and that was his first year at Arkansas. Right after he had transferred from Mizzou. That I remember watching and thinking, man, they really got something here. And then the knee injury occurs, and you didn't see him for the rest of the season after 9 games, and things haven't quite been close to the same since then. It's a terrible thing to think about, that knee injury may be the thing that could be what changed Trevin Brazil from a legitimate prospect into a could have been. Yeah, that was against North Carolina Greensboro. 9 minutes into the ball game, he had just scored 23 against San Jose. The week before, in the famous game against San Diego State against the Aztecs in Maui, he scored 20 points with 9 rebounds in an overtime victory. I mean, he was one of Arkansas's best players that first month, Matt. And since then, we've kind of been waiting for him to bounce back from it. This is the chance, It's like, I don't know if he can get back to what it was before the knee injury, but this is the chance before his Arkansas career is over to step in and be the reason maybe why he end up getting to the tournament.
Space the floor on offense, crash the boards on offense, like you said. If Brazil does play 20-plus minutes, well, then he needs to be a double-double guy. I mean, and it doesn't mean you have to run a single play for him. He should be able to use his natural athletic ability. He used to get 2 putback dunks, offensive rebounds a game. It seemed like, or he doesn't. You haven't seen that at all in the last month. Space the floor, and he does have a pretty shot. He can shoot it with confidence. Learn how to play defense a little bit. Have a team defensive concept, and there's talent there. So yeah, I mean, if that's who we got, that's who we got. And I think between him and Billy Richmond, that'd be the 2 guys that eat up the minutes. But I still think 3 might play.
I think if you listening to Cal, and I think this is one thing that stands out about him, paying closer attention to him as head coach at Arkansas than I had before, his ability to stay positive and try to uplift. I don't think he's the kind of coach who breaks down a player in order to uplift them later on. I think he's constantly trying to push positivity and uplift them. I mean, it's not a test for Cal because it's worked in so many other ways with other players. But hopefully the uplifting can get Brazil back to what we had seen previously. And it's just like Matt said, I keep handling this like Adu's not going to play. but he was out there for near 25 minutes against Missouri in a lot of pain. So you got a great staff of trainers. You got great equipment. What's to say they can't get him ready to go? 877-377-6963 to get on halftime. We'll take the break. Come right back after this.
I saw you on the TV yesterday. Are you all natural? Like, do you dye your hair? Is it all you?
This is halftime.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
When you're in the thick of a project, Harbor Freight is the place that always comes in handy. Whether you're picking up something for your pickup truck or a power tool for your project, at Harbor Freight, your dollar always goes further. And these days, when everything seems to cost more, you can take pride in knowing that you get hard-working tools at hard-working prices. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life. Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit, is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got trophies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your #1 source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from NBA and college basketball to the NHL and UFC, BetOnline continues to be your #1 sports betting source. From every three-pointer to hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline. The game starts here.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561. Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
In every generation, there are those who question the status quo. Questions like, why can't chicken be slow roasted? Why can't I have shredded purple cabbage? Why can't my quesadilla have cheese inside and out? And where's my avocado verde salsa? The new era of chicken is here to stay. The Cantina Chicken Menu. Only at Taco Bell.
Thanks for...
They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Zero, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
Wow, the Arkansas Travelers announced that the Razorback game at Dickey-Stephens Park is sold out. They just put the tickets on sale today. I think that was about an hour. It's not very long. When is that game? It's on April the 1st? Yeah. Grambling is the opponent. That's the team we got today. So they've already sold out the tickets for Arkansas baseball at Dickey-Stephens Park. Yeah, that took about an hour. That's good to see. Always happens that way, too. We're going to get a Friday crowd for this game here today. Usually for the Tuesday games, 5,000, 6,000, something like that. I'm anticipating more just because of how nice it is and how crappy it was when we were home last weekend. 877-377-6963 for calls and texts on halftime. Jacob says seeing Brazil in the first-year Maui tournament. Yep, that's why many fans still hold on to some kind of hope. I remember that. It just that was I think you started referring to him, Matt, as a pterodactyl, and it's exactly how he played then. It's not like you need that Trevin Brazil. You just need somebody, whether it's Thero or whomever, to kind of play with that kind of energy. And against Texas, you play with that kind of energy. That's for sure. This game matters a lot. I think no matter what, I mean, it'll be a good game. They'll play well. They'll play hard. I just don't know if 7 is enough.
You could get, you can get by for one game, like we said. You're starting to look at the charts. Look at the last few games. Who's playing the most minutes? You don't have a lot of room for error. You can't have a lot of people getting foul trouble. If anybody really, you got to play smart. Texas, they're going to want. Texas is the same record that we are. This is as big as a game as any of them we play because it gives you a leg up. You win this game, and you have the inside track to making the NCAA tournament because you're both 5-9, so that one of you is going to go to 5-10, one of you is going to get to 6, and you're going to have that advantage. So it's a huge game, however you look at it.
Let's go to the phones. We've got James in Pottsville. Good morning, James. Thanks for calling. What's going on?
Well, not a whole lot. Y'all was talking about Brazil, and I'm like Matt. I just don't trust him at all. I mean, he just seems like every time he comes in, he does something stupid, I think, right off the bat. And so I just think Richmond and Adu would be the two guys that could pick up the slack. And Coach played Big Z and Adu a little bit the other day together, so they might try that a little bit as well. And then one other thing on baseball, I was wondering what you was thinking about Arkansas's first base situation. Who you think that might actually end up being the first baseman this year? It's going to been up in the air so far.
It is a situation, James, isn't it? It's because to me it also goes along with what's going on at second base. It's the entire right side of the infield is just a little bit unstable. Is not the word. They're just trying to figure it out. You need somebody to hit, and Nolan Souza didn't hit enough at the moment to hold on to second base for a couple of days. So they had Cam Kozel there. But then Rocco Pepe wasn't hitting enough to hold on to first base, so they moved Kozel over to first base. First time in his life he ever plays the position. There's a couple other options, maybe. Michael Anderson, who came out of Rhode Island. That's a guy potentially you look at. Maybe Reese Robinette. But then he hasn't hit. He's fielded. And Anderson, kind of wasn't hitting very much in the fall. So, yeah, that's become an unsettled spot. And that is what this week I think will also be about, is to find who's the next guy to get the shot at first base. And they need Pepe's bat. They really do think they brought Rocco Pepe in to be a dude. You know, I mean, he didn't play the last 2 games of the weekend in Arlington. I went back and looked at his career at both Fresno and Long Beach. Unless he was hurt, he never sat out back-to-back games. If he was hurt to finish last season at Fresno, but outside of that, in 3 years of Division I college, in which he's done nothing but produce, he never sat back-to-back games. So I think there's something going on just in the transition from being a West Coast guy to coming here to Arkansas. Maybe different style of baseball, but they played some really good teams out west. And he Long Beach and Fresno, all those California teams play each other. So I don't think it's a matter that he can't hit at this level. I think he can. I think there's something in the transition going on with him, but they need him. I think they really will need Rocco Pepe. James, appreciate the phone call. Thanks a lot. 877-377-6963 to get with us here on Halftime. Yeah, and that's also partially what this point of the season is about. And also the understanding that there will be injuries, that you've already obviously seen that with the A&M third baseman. So you test your depth somewhat. That's partially what this game today will be about, too, against Grambling. This will be one of those teams that you can't trust all the numbers that come off this game, and it's both ways. If they score 15, 16 runs, put up 20 base hits at 5 homers, it's like, all right, well, they did it against Grambling, so this doesn't really mean very much. If they have trouble with pitchers that are throwing 78 to 80 miles an hour and put up 1 run on 6 base hits, be like, oh, all right, well, the team can't hit. Look at this. It's just they're not going to see pitchers like this very often. So I know that we always end up playing teams out of the SWAC, and we'll play Grambling later on this year in UAPB too. It's just, you won't believe the positive things you see, and then the negatives are mostly because you're not facing pitchers that can't break a pane of glass very often.
Yeah, it's a game where you just go out there and trust your talent. You don't have to press. There's sometimes you're on a team and you're the better team at every position. Not all the time, but sometimes you are. In games like that, you still focus up. You don't overlook them, but go out there, have fun, trust your ability, trust that you've put in the work, and go out there and play. That's what you try to do in games like this.
And have fun at the same time, and maybe it's easier to think in that term early in the season when there's no pressure on you. I mean, there's never going to be pressure on you for a Tuesday game against Grambling. Just like you might feel the same way like a Tuesday game in November against North Carolina A&T. Go out and have fun. That's what you got to do tomorrow against Texas, too. It's like there's pressure on this team tomorrow night, Matt. Of course there is. But you got to find a way to try to play where it's enjoyable to you, the free and easy style. And I don't know. I mean, that's what I would hope you could get Brazil to do, is to, hey, go out and have fun. Basketball, think of all the years that it's been fun for you. You can go out and do this, and with Thero, it's how much pain can you take? That's what it comes down to, right? I mean, I assume somebody that plays his style, with as hard as he usually hits the floor, with as much contact as he hits going to the rim, that he has a high pain tolerance. Otherwise, I don't think he would have played as much as he did against Missouri. But it's a little different. I don't know when the injury occurred. If it might have occurred during the game, it's a little bit different at that moment than when you wake up the next day and the next day and the next day, and it's a little more difficult to get out of bed. But to me, doesn't he seem like somebody that would have a high pain tolerance, and he'd have to probably to get up and play tomorrow?
Yeah, no, he's tough. He's one of my favorites. If you're looking at this team, I 2 months ago I said we're going to go as far as 3-21 take us, and that's what we're still doing. 3-21. Those are our best 2 guys, and it will go as far as they take us. Everybody else, figure out your role and fall in line. If that's Nelly Davis, if that's Big Z, if that's Carter Knox, and play together as a team. Because you look, Phil, at the last game, All 5 starters were in double figures. I don't know if that might be the first conference game of the season that it was that balanced. So when you say we're kind of getting it going, I think we were kind of figuring it out. You start 0-5 and then you're 5-4 in your last 9. So it's things were kind of trending in the right way. You're trying to continue that somehow.
What's it like to play hurt, where you kind of have to, you know the difference between being hurt and being injured. Does it take willing yourself to do it? Is there a point where you just don't notice the pain, or you're just all right with dealing with it?
Yeah, if you can play, you're playing. It doesn't. You're going out there and playing, and so what it does is and I think being a quarterback at a young age, it kind of makes you more aware of like situational basketball. Same thing, situational football, and so you know what you can do. You trust yourself, and it's okay. Well, I can't really go this way today, so what can I do? I can do these things, and you don't put yourself in that position to hurt yourself. But you go out there and you give it all. If 80% of a Duthiero is good enough, then he'll go out there and play. But if you can't play and you're going to hurt the team, that's up to the Dean Weber was so great about having open communication. Houston Nutt, same thing. So they got a training staff up there. You talk about it, you figure it out. You don't put the kid in any more harm than has to go. And if it's not anything that's going to get injured worse by going to play, then you try to go play. And if you need rest, that's why the training staff, that's why they make all that money.
Let's go to the phone. Cecil is here. Good morning, Cecil. How are you today?
Hey, good morning, fellas. I'm blessed. Yeah, I was hearing you all talking about Thero and Billy Richmond's and Billy Richmond. I like Billy Richmond, and he's going to be really, really great at the end of the day. He goes a little too fast, but he's an aggressive player, and he plays really hard. And maybe he needs to play more minutes. Brazil, man, I like Brazil, and I've taken up for Brazil. Although I've taken up for him from the day one since he's been there, since the transfers. I was hoping they kept him and everything. But, man, he played awful in the game we played against, who was that? We were out of town. Oh, it was Auburn. Man, he played awful. And I don't know if it's just a mental thing, because I know he's a better basketball player. I don't know what it is, but I know we need to step up, and everybody else needs to step up, just in case Thero can't go. And maybe he can go, but he's not 100%, and maybe we don't need to play him as hard, because if Thero go out there, he's going to strain really hard. He's going to jump really hard. He's going to play his game. But maybe we don't have to use him, and he could heal for the next upcoming games or the tournament. So we'll just see. But hopefully,
Cecil,
man,
doesn't Thero come across as the kind of player well, all right, we say we got 80%. What if he's only got 20%? He would take the 20% and give every bit of it. It's not one of the guys that be like, well, he'd focus on the 20% he doesn't have. He would focus on the 80% that he does have.
Yeah, Thero's a go-getter, man. Like I say, he'll drive in like he's getting a rebound. He'll go right up and dunk it on you. That's what we need. And Billy Richmond does that too. He's real aggressive, man. We got an aggressive team, man. DJ Wagner's aggressive. He attacks the bucket. We definitely gonna have to attack the bucket. We've been doing that, and that's where we win our basketball games. That we're not gonna win shooting jump shots. I know Big Z gonna knock some down, but we have to attack the bucket, and we will win basketball games. I like the way we're going, though. I mean, it's exciting. I'll be up there Wednesday, and I love my Razorbacks, man. They're exciting, and it's getting more exciting, And then it's going to be we'll be the hot topic when basketball comes preseason, because Calipari's our coach, and then the new players we got coming in, and hopefully everybody's going to stay. What do you think about that feeling, Matt? You think everybody's going to stay?
I'm not sure about everybody staying, but I think there's a good chance that if you got eligibility, you're going to come back to Arkansas. That's a topic for another time. 877-377-6963. We'll break and wrap up the first hour in just a moment.
There's no sense getting all riled up every time a bunch of idiots give you a hard time. The universe tends to unfold as it should.
This is Halftime.
Up to $10,000 off or $7,000 off and 0% financing on select 2024 GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 24 GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000 off or take $7,000 in discounts and 0% financing with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today and see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit can save you up to $500 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
Now, for a limited time, employee pricing is back at the #1 fifth wheel dealer in Arkansas, Wheels RV. That's right, employee pricing is back, and you pay what our employees pay on a huge selection of select new and used RVs, plus some 2025 models included. You'll find all your favorite brands, such as Grand Design, Brinkley, Forest River, Vibe, Nobo, and Flagstaff. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty on every new RV sold. Employee pricing exclusively at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV, located 5 miles west of I-49 in Tawnytown. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Old Man Winter is here, bringing cold, nasty weather. And Jelco Outdoors has all the gear to keep you warm and dry. Insulated coats, jackets, overalls, coveralls, thermal socks, and gloves. For kids, up to men's 4X. Jelco Outdoors has the largest selection of winter boots in the River Valley to keep your feet warm and dry. Need a portable heater? Jelco has plenty of Mr. Heater portable propane heaters and accessories. Come see us at Jelco Outdoors. Stay safe and stay warm this winter. Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith, your cold weather store.
Walk-Ons is always a win, whether it's for a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner. Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into their mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jam Mart. Jam Mart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. Jam Mart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero Jam Mart locations. And stop by any of the 6 Jam Mart locations in the area. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Still don't know what I was waiting for, and my time was dead end streets, and every time I thought I got it made, it seemed the taste was not so sweet. So I turned myself to face me. I've never caught a glimpse of how the others must see the faker. I'm much too fast to take that test. Change it.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Oh, let's see. Can we get a phone call in? Yeah, Ryan's been holding. Let's take a phone call. Ryan, got a couple of minutes before the top of the hour. How you doing today?
I'm good, buddy. I'm hoping to come see y'all that weekend, or not the weekend, that Tuesday that we play, I think it's Missouri State. My wife's going to be on spring break, and I think we're going to try to run up there from Hot Springs and try to catch a game. So it'd be cool to see like we did last year. I had a question for you about Pepe. What position did he play at Fresno?
He's an outfielder. He's
So,
played some first base. He's played some first base. He's mostly an outfielder.
Well, so the reason what made me ask this question is I've got a buddy of mine that is he's almost 70, so he's watched a crap ton of baseball. And the one, am I right or wrong on this? On the one, how many hits does he have this year? I'm trying to remember that real quick. That has to do with my question.
He has one hit.
Isn't he like one of 11?
Yeah.
But wasn't that in the game that he played in the outfield?
I don't remember which one it was. I mean, I could go back and look, but I can understand what you're saying if it's a matter of if he's learning a position. But
right. Thank you for kind of picking up the clues. I was trying to tie it all together. It just my buddy feels like he's not a natural first baseman. He's struggling with it. And so my question was going to be, if him playing a lot, could that be some of maybe why he's struggling at the plate a little bit?
That's
he's got to be frustrated a little bit.
It's a legitimate question. I don't know because I've seen other players come to Arkansas, move to a different position, and hit just fine. You should be able to separate between the two, and not take your failures from the field into the dugout and then to the batter's box and vice versa. But maybe that's what's happening with him. I just know he's been getting beat on pitches that no slugger who's hit 25 career homers in college ball should consistently be getting beat on. Ryan, thanks for the call. It's good to hear from you. 877-377-6963 if you want to hit with us here. Yeah, first base it's not a problem for Arkansas. It's just they're kind of searching for a first baseman, somebody who's going to hit. Got to hit. We'll get into the second hour in just a moment. Stay with us here on Halftime.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle. Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself.
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howe in Van Buren.
Up to $10,000 off or $7,000 off and 0% financing on select 2024 GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 24 GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000 off or take $7,000 in discounts and 0% financing with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hey everyone, Erica Jensen here at AAA Business Systems in Northwest Arkansas. Are you happy with your current office technology provider? Did you know that AAA Business Systems has been in business since 1979 and longer than any other provider in Northwest Arkansas? Listen up, I may be a Cajun girl at heart, but I'm a Razorback through and through. Call me today at 479-442-4185 to learn more about the one company that can truly change the way you work and remember anything else is just a copy.
Looking to protect yourself and your family this flu season? Law's Drug Store at 6802 Rogers Avenue offers the latest vaccines for adults and seniors in both COVID-19 and the flu. Law's Drug Store has friendly pharmacists ready to assist you with no appointment necessary. Call 452-6116. It's quick, it's easy, and in most cases, free with your insurance. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Open 6 days a week to care for you and your family.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, an increase in the sunshine. Our high today in the upper 60s to low 70s. Clear to partly cloudy sky tonight. Overnight low will drop down into the middle 40s. Wednesday, we could see just a few showers across the north. Temperatures will be falling through the 60s and into the 50s. Highs near 70 across the south on Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with the forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grant Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center Studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect it. Ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah. Take it to the house.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's Halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
What they for one Razorback?
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Welcome back in. Halftime continues. 12:01 on ESPN Arkansas. HitThatLine.com and the Hit That Line Now app. Phil Elson here at Baum Walker Stadium. If you're watching on our video stream, you can see a beautiful, mostly sunny day. We had a bank of clouds come overhead just before the last 30 minutes or so, but it's gorgeous outside. They're getting the field ready for batting practice. This will be the first time that the Hogs actually have batting practice on the field. They took BP in the Hunt Center for the Washington State series. They never took BP on the field at Globe Life. Even when they were given the option Sunday, they hit in the cage all 3 days. So this will be a little different. It's much more fun to be outdoors for batting practice, and we can get a little cage lean on today. Very excited about that. 3 o'clock first pitch, 2:30 airtime here on most of these affiliates are listening to. Ben Bybee is the announced starting pitcher for Arkansas. There's been no news on Gage Woods' MRI. I'm sure the results came in. I'll ask Dave about that for the pregame show when I go down there. And I'll be leaving to go down there in about an hour and 15 minutes. We had a text in here talking about first base. Matt, Sean, and Texarkana thought that you could play first base and hit if it came down to it. 6'6", you got the body, you got the size, that's for sure. But as we well know, playing first base is not very easy.
You know, when 4th grade, 5th grade, yeah, I played a little first base. So that I'd have been 11, 12, 13. Then it was really center field and pitching whenever as I got older. But yeah, in the youth leagues, the tallest, athlete, you put them at first base.
And then you put the fastest one in center field. Makes a lot of sense. And the best arm on the pitcher's mound or shortstop, either one of those two places.
And catcher, you got to have we had our best player was our catcher. Yeah.
I'd like to say that my high school team's best player was their catcher too. But I don't know because I was the catcher and I don't think I'm allowed to say that.
Championship.
Myself. That's right. Oh, no, we lost in the City League Championship. Bummer. Nobody got over that. We got Charlie with us on hold here. Let's talk with Charlie. I was just going to bring a couple things up, Charlie, but then I thought to myself, let's see what Charlie has in store for us instead. So you can take it. What's up?
Well, Phil, I like to chime in. I was going to say, the Tuna regrets a lot of things in his life, but one thing he does regret is he wishes he would have played baseball longer. I will say this, Phil. They actually tried to teach me how to switch hit, and for whatever reason, I'm weird. I'm left-handed, full-blown left-handed, but I batted right-handed.
You're one of
And so
those
they were doing
people.
everything.
Those are
One of
different.
those kind of-
That's a rare one.
They're weird. I mean, and I'm that weird lefty pitcher too. I pitched a little bit all the way up till I was about 11 and 12, and I was a first baseman too because at that time I was the tallest guy. For whatever reason, I stopped growing at 13. But anyway, that's a conversation between me and the good Lord. We talk about that a lot. I wish I could have been Matt's height, but I would never have been in center field. I can promise you that. The Tuna could stretch out, catch a few balls here and there, but I wasn't going to be out there running and chasing nothing. That wasn't happening. But yeah, Matt, I think you could have did it, man. You could have definitely.
You sound
did,
like
but I
a
get
third
it, man.
baseman, Tuna. See, put you over there, a little quarter infielder.
You call him? I might be a little bit too slow, Matt. I don't know. Maybe
For a
Maybe
third
I can
baseman?
handle it, but
Third
I'm
baseman,
pretty slow, period.
Tuna, third base is all about reaction time. It's no thinking. You got to know. It's got to be instinctive immediately.
And then you whip it across the diamond.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I could have whipped it across there. I had a little arm on me, and the thing was is they were trying to turn me into a pitcher, and I don't know. I got out of it, and I do regret it a little bit, but it is what it is because I didn't want to hit. That wasn't my thing as a young kid. Like I didn't want nothing to do with it. Just put me out there on the field so I could play some defense or pitch. But anyway, the last caller was talking about Pepe, correct, Phil? On
That's
his
right.
1 for 13 start.
And he was right. His
Okay.
one hit came when he played right field.
My question to you on that, though, when you think about a guy that's struggling, and I want to throw this in with batting and hitting in general, Pepe's only struck out twice, correct, in all of his at-bats? I think I just looked this up.
Yeah, that's right.
Just twice. And look, I'm not saying that's any different, but Souza has 9 strikeouts, right? So if you were to look at who was struggling more, obviously to me it would be Souza. Now with Pepe, has he had a few? Because see, I didn't do the whole Flow Sports thing because I wanted to, but I'm like, you paint a beautiful picture, as Dr. Liggett said. So, and I'm not paying for no subscription that don't work. So anyway, I like to watch it live, but I didn't do it. So was he making contact? Was he just a little off? How were his at bats in general? Because I guess I missed him last weekend.
He only got he didn't play, and that's what I meant earlier. He for the first time in his career in college, he was healthy and didn't play back-to-back games. He started Friday's game against K-State, and then wasn't in the lineup Saturday or Sunday. So that's what I meant. It's like, what are you at this point? It's the same with Brazil, but it's different. I guess it's different with Trevin because I think obviously it's just not the same player since the knee injury.
Yeah.
I mean, we thought you saw signs about it this year, but 2 months into SEC basketball, I think right now it's not like you get back to that from what it was 2 years ago. Pepe's played 170 games of college baseball at Fresno and Long Beach. It wasn't a matter of injuries. He hit in the fall. He hit in January. It's just, and can you chalk it up to a slow start? Yes, but he's getting beat on pitches that he probably wasn't getting beat on. Pitch fastballs, basically fastballs, hittable fastballs.
Yeah.
That's what it's been.
Well, let me ask you this on him, because is he one of those guys? Because Matt always says sometimes for people, putting them on the bench might wake them up a little bit, and maybe that's something for him that hopefully that does. And if it doesn't, the good thing is we got options, and that's the thing. So, but I'm excited about today. I plan on live streaming it and syncing your voice, Phil, because I just love to hear you and Bubba talk. That is the coolest thing about it. Anyways, y'all have a good one, though.
Okay, thanks a lot, Charlie. 877-377-6963. Yeah, I mean, to me, Pepe is it's not like it's different coming up from maybe like an Ohio Valley Conference team or a Horizon League team where you're not playing too often against some of the bigger teams that are within your region so often, and everybody plays everybody out west. You'll play Oregon, you'll play Oregon State, you'll play USC and UCLA. When you're playing for Fresno and Long Beach, and heck, Long Beach is a big name team. Maybe not quite to the level they had been, but it still is I think a headline college baseball team. So I think he is a really good hitter. It's just got to find himself, got to find the things that he did well previously and do them well here. And I think he was doing them well in the fall and in January. It's a slow start kind of a thing. Brazil's thing is different. I think that's a matter of you just might not be the same athlete that he was before the injury. And then there was an injury last year too. So 877-377-6963 to get on any of that. And so there are options at first base. There are no other options as far as another guy to come off the bench for the basketball team. And it's not a matter of I told you so, but it does fit into the narrative of the year where did you go into the season with enough legitimate Division I players that you'd be comfortable with throwing onto the court in a game that's within 25 or 30 points? And the answer right now is no. And that, you could point to Muss had 2 teams that get to the Elite Eight that were basically 8 players. You're down to 7 if Thero's not playing, and even if he is playing, is he near the same player that he was, before whatever the injury is? So unfortunately, it is right. I mean, this injury to Thero, whether he plays or not, fits perfectly into the narrative that everybody's been talking about since the team was put together all those months ago back in the summertime.
Yeah, you wonder if there is somebody that's just been practicing or hasn't really played a lot. I'm trying to think back to some of the non-conference games early in the season. Is there anybody else that got to play a few minutes? I can't really remember. And so is there somebody on the team that hasn't been playing that could give you 7 quality minutes?
Nope. I think by now somebody would have had that opportunity. And it's not a matter of an insult, but I mean you get 3 freshmen that came in that never had any designs of playing SEC caliber basketball, or probably not even Sun Belt or Southland Conference. And then there's a kid that came in from Kentucky with Cal that was a practice player there, and then a junior college guy that isn't really going to be playing for you either. They're practice players. Some of them have played maybe 2 minutes for the season, and that's when you were up by 40 against Maryland Eastern Shore? So, no, I don't think there's anybody there that you would go. That's part of the issue here. You get 15 players you can recruit and give a scholarship to. It's not like you're expected to use all 15. But when, and I'm here at a baseball park, and where a year from now they're going to be they're pissed because they're going to have to cut to 34 players, and they would literally try to use every single one of them. If somebody was hurt, it's not like anybody is just a practice player. So we'll get into more of that with Alyssa Orange from Pig Trail Nation as halftime continues right after this break.
Baseball, movies, good clothes, fast cars, whiskey, and you.
This is halftime.
That's better. Number 35 of 6'11".
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
The Dandy White Perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got trophies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from NBA and college basketball to the NHL and UFC, BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every three-pointer to hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline. The game starts here.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Fan. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike
Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
In every generation, there are those who question the status quo. Questions like, why can't chicken be slow roasted? Why can't I have shredded purple cabbage? Why can't my quesadilla have cheese inside and out? And where's my avocado verde salsa? The new era of chicken is here to stay. The Cantina Chicken Menu. Only at Taco Bell.
Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp. Refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Well, I knocked to a window to leave her a note. Will you come meet me at the back of the grove? All the trees were in bloom. That's the smell in the air. We were trembling together. We were young, we were scared, yeah. True love, hard to find.
Find halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Alyssa Orange, Sports Director, Pig Trail Nation, with us on a Tuesday afternoon where it is bright and sunshiny in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and it's a baseball game day. And Alyssa, I know we've already played 4 home games, but this actually feels more like a home opener just because it's beautiful outside and we don't have to wear coats.
Yeah, it's a little bit more like baseball weather outside for sure, which is exactly where I'm headed, out to the veranda in the office to talk to you guys. I wish I was going to join you down there, Phil, at Baumwalker, but I've got to be in studio today, so I'm quite jealous.
Basketball, obviously, be at the forefront of most people's thoughts, and this injury to Adu Thero just plays right into everything that this season has been about, even from way before the season started. You're just, well, what happens if there's injuries? Well, you end up with guys that are injured and are still playing and still recovering from injuries maybe, and you lose your point guard, and now who knows, maybe you lose your best player. I guess we'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, it is kind of one of those things where I think Arkansas fans are probably saying to themselves, like, oh, gosh, not again, because that feels like what we've been experiencing the entire season, where it feels like good mojo was starting to cultivate, and then all of a sudden kind of something happens. But I think what we've seen from this team, and what I hope we continue to see from this team, is that they figure out a way to plug in the next piece. They did it with Boogie Fland, and I think it actually helped make the team better as a whole. Now, if they have to be without Adou Thiero for a time, can they do that? Can they figure out, okay, who's now going to step up? I understand, too, they're running out of guys. They're running out of people to put on the court right now, and so you can only lose so much to where it's just like, well, we have what we have, and we got to figure out if it's enough. And they're kind of at that spot, but I don't think 100% yet. We'll see what happens. I think being able to play a team like Texas on a Wednesday, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Texas, but you'd probably be rather playing Texas than anybody else in the SEC right now, and then South Carolina. Again, if you got to play somebody, those are the two teams in the league I think you'd want to play right now. Get through these two games, see what you can do and be successful while you're still maybe not 100%, to help see if maybe Vanderbilt and Mississippi State can be wins as well to fill out the rest of the season.
I look at guys like Billy Richmond and Nine, the transfer from Tennessee. It seems like the last couple games he's been looking a little bit more spry, looking a little more springy, just a little more comfortable. And then hopefully a guy like Billy Richmond can step up, and you hope with Billy, you kind of got to rein him in a little bit, because there's no excuse to play 11 minutes and get 5 fouls as a guard. Yeah. So maybe he can mature a little bit, and those two guys in aggregate can kind of make up for it.
Yeah, I think that you definitely make a solid point where John Calipari's got an issue where it's like, you love watching Billy Richmond play. You love the fire. You love the passion. Like, sometimes it's a little much. Like, there was a couple times where it looked like Billy was going to say something to one of the referees, and Nellie Davis had to go over and be like, bro, it's okay. It's okay. Like, you're good. But you love guys who play with that. So you got to kind of reel it back in. And Cal has said it before, like, you can play fast, don't play in a hurry. And that's what he's trying to figure out as a freshman, is how to not play in a hurry, but still play fast in the way he likes to play, because he is so fun to watch, especially, full court, drive-in, just straight to the basket. Like, he is a fun player to watch. You just got to tailor it a little bit more, and he's learning as a freshman. Jonas, and maybe it's because they played with Z for the first time together for a little bit during that game and that win over the weekend against Missouri. Maybe he feels more comfortable with that, but it's still, I still sometimes see a little bit of hesitation with him that maybe he can get over as we've got a couple more games left. But I definitely think he's playing more comfortable now than he was 8 games ago.
What's going to go on with Brazile here? We've kind of identified him as the guy that if Thiero's not playing, we've seen him even have moments this year. It just hasn't happened in the SEC, and if it has, it's been fleeting moments, 1 minute here, 1 minute there. Is it at the point in his career where you just don't really expect much from him, or is there, we're still hoping to see maybe a little bit of what you saw before the knee injury from all those years ago?
Yeah, I'm such an optimist that I always feel like, man, like, there's still hope that Trevin can be the old Trevin that we've seen before. But I think you're right, Phil. You get to a point now in your career where it's just maybe he's not the same basketball player. And it doesn't really matter what you do. He's not the same basketball player. So what do you get out of Trevin? What can those expectations be? And I know that takes a toll on players' mental states as well. And everyone knows that these games, whether it be football, basketball, baseball, so much mental, just as it is physical. And sometimes I can't tell if Trevin is happy playing basketball. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then it's reflective in the way that he plays. Like, are you happy right now? Because I don't know, and I can't tell. And I'm wondering if that is making an impact.
It's almost too like you talk about Nine being hesitant. It's like he's thinking a little bit of like, what am I supposed to do? Or almost like, I think Coach Cal said something about, it's like he's walking on eggshell, like he doesn't want to mess up, and so then he messes up. When it's like, man, trust your natural ability. You're one of the best athletes out there, and have fun with it. You're right.
Yeah, and that's what I think is like if Trevin could just, what would Trevin Brazile look like in a pickup basketball game where there are no rests, there's no, you know what I mean? You're just playing basketball, and like, can that Trevin Brazile find
When's the last
joy
time
to
he's
go
caught
on the court?
caught an offensive rebound and dunked it in? It's been 2 months since he's done that. That's he used to do that twice a game.
Yes, and so it's like, where is the joy anymore? And I'm not trying to get on my mental health soapbox, so if we want to, we can. But I think that plays a really big role with him because he is so we have seen him do things that we hadn't seen since Michael Qualls. Like, where is that guy at? And you know what? I don't know. And I think that the reason why I have hope, and I go back to that word, Phil, is because so many people want to see that again for him. But I just don't know if it's possible already with 4 regular season games left. I mean, maybe he can. I always feel like there's hope, but gosh, you always root for him, but then you're just like, man, I don't know what else to do. There are people, and I get it. I talked to Mike Irwin. I'm pretty sure Mike Irwin has said this to you guys on the radio too. Like, there are people who are already at the point with Trevin where it's like Cal needs to tell him to buy a ticket and watch from the stands. I'm not there yet, but man, I just, gosh, you just wish he could turn a switch and be back to what he used to be. We're just not seeing it right now.
I think the mental health goes along with the physical health in this situation. Maybe different than with Thero because, with the dude, this is an injury that just happened. It's not, we have no idea what it is, but I'm assuming it's not as serious as what Trevin dealt with even last year with the ankle or the knee from the year before. And it's like with Kendall Diggs last year. He's such a positive, outgoing person, but you could see as the season wore on and the shoulder wasn't getting better and he's still playing and he's not able to turn on pitches that he was turning on the year before. It's like you want to play with that same joy and that same positivity, but when your body doesn't respond the way that you're used to, it's tough. I think it's tough to have that joy.
And it's really tough as an athlete. And I guarantee you, Trevin probably would admit to this. I guarantee you that, Kendall Diggs would say this too, is when you feel like you're going through this thing with your shoulder, right? And there are obviously people in the locker room know, but like, you can't say anything. You can't turn around and be like to the fans on social media, anything like that, because, everything is so opinionated and driven by optics. You can't turn around and be like, leave me alone, my shoulder hurts. And so you add that on top of like, you have no idea, leave me alone, my knee is still killing me. Right? Like, we just don't know. And that's okay. We don't need to know everything. But like, I can guarantee you as an athlete, like, you probably just want to stand on the ledge and scream it at the top of your lungs, and you can't.
Yeah, adversity's tough when you're having regression and not progression. It's tough, especially when you're a veteran player. It's got to be tough mentally and physically. Hey, Alyssa, the NFL Combine's coming up, and the Razorbacks are sending 5 players. Man, I'm thinking of Andrew Armstrong. Do you think he's a top 100 pick? What do you think Andrew Armstrong runs? I think Landon Jackson 100% is a top 100 pick. Then you got Jaquindon Jackson. Tesla. Who's the other one, Phil? Who's the 5th guy? Was it a D tackle?
Eric Gregory.
Eric Gregory. I was going to. What are your thoughts on those guys going to the combine?
Yeah, well, first off, I'm excited that those guys get love because you always, hope that even with a season that wasn't what people wanted, the individual talent on this team isn't forgotten. So I'm excited to see those guys go. I think we all know Landon Jackson is a first-round guy. And has been for the past year or so. I'm really excited for Andrew Armstrong. I think he can. I don't know how much he can improve his draft stock at the combine, but I see him being a top 3 guy for the right team. that sees that potential and what he can do and kind of takes this, I don't want to say a no name because I don't think that's fair. I mean, he led the SEC, but I also think too, like, not a lot of people are talking about Andrew Armstrong enough that the right team is going to get a steal with him in the draft. You know, Eric Gregory reminds me a lot of like an Armon Watts, and he's a guy who's still playing with the Vikings, and it didn't feel like he did much at Arkansas. As a, you know, if I ask someone, what do you remember of Armon Watts at Arkansas? Some people might not even remember him, but he was really talented, and he was quiet and talented, and now he's still playing in the league all these years later. Eric Gregory reminds me a little bit of that, where I don't necessarily know if he tapped into his full potential in college, but can go into the next level and really make a difference for a team. And so those two guys specifically, I'm excited to see how they perform and really what happens when the draft rolls around here in a few months.
I'm with you with Tesla as well. I think he's a guy that could be changing positions where it's almost like an H-back, and I could see him having a better pro career than he did up there on the hill.
Yeah, I mean, and I think too, you always have to look at the circumstances of like when guys came into programs and how much, you know, was out of their control when it came to results in the win-loss column versus what their actual talent and ceiling is as an athlete. You know what I mean, Matt? Like, you can't really put too much stock into how the season's unfolded for them and say they're just only worth their numbers that they put up in college.
Exactly. I like his attitude, and that's the thing with Armstrong. He played with a smile on his face. He'd catch the ball and get popped, and he'd get up smiling. It's like you just love that how he likes to compete and the joy that he brought to the you'd love to have him as a teammate.
He even joked about it. Forget the game it was that he got hit. Was it Auburn last year?
He got hit in a couple of them, but it was Auburn, maybe
he
Oklahoma
joked
State.
about it on the coaches show.
Out. He got what? I mean, I literally was like, he's not going to get up. I remember watching that play from the press box and being like, he's not standing up. And he did.
And then the safety got hurt 2 plays later. That's right, from Auburn.
Yeah,
and he didn't play anymore.
That 2 plays later, that same guy out for the year.
And I remember watching Armstrong watch that guy's because they wheeled him off. I remember watching him go right off there, and I'm thinking, yeah, he just. I thought you were going to be the one on that was being wheeled off, Andrew.
Stretcher.
Turned out it was the other guy. Alyssa, we'll leave it there. I appreciate you. Thanks a lot.
All right. Always good to talk to you guys. Bill, enjoy the baseball game today.
Oh, we will.
Jealous.
We certainly will. It's Alyssa Orange with us on a Tuesday here on Halftime. Crabtree RV Center continues to celebrate 75 years in business, also being family-owned over those 75 years, and they have the Greater River Valley RV Show extending their sale right now. Lowest prices on all units with financing available. Top brands such as Coachman and Grand Design. It's Crabtree RV Center's Greater River Valley RV Show, extending their sale with savings for you and your family. You'll find them at the junction of I-40 and I-49, right beside the Cracker Barrel, and online at crabtreerv.com. We'll break. More Halftime right after this.
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
This is Halftime.
Now, for a limited time, employee pricing is back at the #1 fifth wheel dealer in Arkansas, Wheels RV. That's right, employee pricing is back, and you pay what our employees pay on a huge selection of select new and used RVs, plus some 2025 models included. You'll find all your favorite brands, such as Grand Design, Brinkley, Forest River, Vibe, Nobo, and Flagstaff. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty on every new RV sold. Employee pricing exclusively at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV, located 5 miles west of I-49 in Tawnytown. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
At the Home Depot, it's our business to support yours. Partner with your go-to source for building your business. We can help you streamline your operations by supplying the whole job from start to finish. Any questions? Our Pro Desk is ready to answer the call with supply sourcing, custom orders, large equipment rentals, and more. Elevate your efficiency and take on more projects with the partner you can trust. The Home Depot, how pros get more done.
This is Halftime.
All right, let's break someone's clavicle on 3. 1, 2, 3. Break someone's clavicle. Hit the field. Let's go. Move it. Move it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today and see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit can save you up to $500 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Join us for the legendary adventure Mystery at the Forest on Saturday, April 26th. Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center invites you to share this magical evening of excitement, mystery, and fun. If you are a business or individual looking to sponsor a heartfelt organization or to buy tickets, please visit our Facebook page for more information or call our office at 479-452-2260.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up, home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Now, for a limited time, employee pricing is back at the #1 fifth wheel dealer in Arkansas, Wheels RV. That's right, employee pricing is back, and you pay what our employees pay on a huge selection of select new and used RVs, plus some 2025 models included. You'll find all your favorite brands, such as Grand Design, Brinkley, Forest River, Vibe, Nobo, and Flagstaff. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty on every new RV sold. Employee pricing exclusively at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV, located 5 miles west of I-49 in Tawnytown. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook, with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Listening this morning, Matt, you'd ask me, what do I do when I'm driving up to Boehm for these games today? So today, what was it that I did? I was listening to Chuck and Bo. I don't remember how they got on this, but Chuck maybe said something about where he keeps the thermostat. They got into roommates. Chuck had a roommate for a long time. No, he hasn't. He gave all sorts of reasons why maybe you don't want him as a roommate. And then it was funny, too. Just the way, I wouldn't have brought it up if Bo didn't mention this and say these exact words. What would it be like if you had a roommate and all of a sudden in the middle of the morning you wake up and he's doing like calisthenics in the middle of the room? And I thought to myself, yep, that's happened to me before. Absolutely, that's happened to me. I don't get roommates very often. In fact, I don't think I've had a roommate have never had one for an Arkansas trip for basketball, baseball, or football. Hadn't had one with the Travelers ever. And so I had a roommate with UALR. I won't say who it is. This person still works in basketball, but it was wake up. I guess it was 4:30 in the morning, I think. And I get woken up by a sound. Usually I will sleep with the white noise app. I didn't have the white noise app then. I don't know if I had an iPhone. This may have been before I got an iPhone. And I'm woken up by the sound of somebody breathing heavily. And when you're asleep, it's not really a thing you want to hear. But so I remember opening my eyes, and what do I see? But the gentleman who was my roommate for this one trip he had brought with him, I guess you can travel with these weights that you fill with water. Instead of actual weights in your suitcase, they're flat, and then you fill them with water in the hotel room. And he literally was, and if I remember correctly, all that I saw him wearing was a jock strap. That's it. And he's breathing heavily because he's lifting water weights in the middle of the room at 4:30 in the morning. And I just very calmly covered my eyes with the blanket and tried to force myself to go back to sleep. It's one of those things that I would really like to forget, and maybe in my mind I had forgotten about it until Bo brought it up this morning. So thanks for bringing me all the way back to that moment.
I think it's time we redefine the nature of our relationship.
Yeah, that might have been the last time we ever roomed together. But later on that morning, because I must have been able to force myself back to sleep. But later that morning, I get back up. I guess it's 6:30 or something. And I was like, well, I don't see him. I got to use the bathroom. Door's locked. And what do I hear? But he's in there floating around in the bath. He's taking a bath, too, and had the door locked. So at 6:30 in the morning, I had to run downstairs to the bathroom in the lobby of the hotel. Please don't ever give me a roommate again. Like take kids on a road trip. That's different, having your kids as a roommate, because they're not lifting water weights at 4:30 in the morning, and they're not putting essential oils in a bath and floating in it at 6:30 in the morning. And not everybody does this sort of stuff in hotels, right? So I think this was a one-off kind of a thing. I hope it was.
Man, you gotta, you lose it, you use it, or if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah. Did you have roommates? You had roommates traveling with football, right?
Yeah. In college, the roommates, basketball too, and football, and but in Jacksonville, no, I had my own place. So it would have been 20 years old, 19, the last time I really had a roommate or anything like that. Yeah.
It even took a lot for me to share a room with my dad when we went to New York City, and it was him and my son and me. But when it's your own blood, when it's your parents, it's whoever you live, your family, it's different. Because you already know what those person's habits are like, and you deal with them already. Like I know what it's like to be around my father, so any of the habits that he may have in the bedroom, it's like, all right, I can deal with this. I've lived with this before. But when it's somebody that the only interaction you have with that person is at a basketball arena, and that interaction occurs for about 10 minutes at the max on a game day, you have no idea the weird things that person
and
is
you say,
involved
homie,
with in the mornings.
You say, homie, there's a weight room right down there. There's a workout facility. What are we doing, bro? It's a real easy thing.
Yeah, he traveled with his own sheets. He traveled with his own. He would take all. Now I know people that do this too, so I understand it, because I know not everybody trusts the sheets and the linens at hotels. But he would travel with a bunch of white T-shirts, and he would take the pillowcase off every pillow, and he'd put a white T-shirt on it. That would be his pillow. So if you're somebody that doesn't trust the linens in the hotel, you probably are not trusting the workout equipment either. Not going to trust that somebody's going to wipe that stuff off. Oh, it's like you should have a sign around your neck that says "No roommate ever. Don't assign anybody to me." You will then lose that employee for the rest of his or her life. So, I had a roommate working for a minor league team in Montana before I ever really got to do play-by-play. I was just happy to be on the road with the team. But I was also living with a guy that was just as sloppy and slovenly as I was at that point. We were wearing flip-flops on the bus and T-shirts to the games and everything. And, you know, we didn't have any furniture, and we were sleeping on futons that were on the floor and nothing to cook with and everything. It was basically your basic 21 or 22-year-old bachelors that lived together off. Yeah. You know, it's exactly what it was. It was barracks. And the guy that I was describing, who was doing the workout in the room with the water weights and then taking the bath with the essential oils, was a really good guy, and a great family guy, and a fantastic father, and he loved the sport of basketball, and he's fantastic with basketball. It's just, this is the one thing for me. It's like peeking. It's like peeking behind the curtain and be like, no, I don't want to see what's behind that curtain. Please close the curtain again, and let's get back to having a solo room once again. Pretty please. It's like I'm good having a roommate for a booth. We get Bubba for a booth. When I'm in the studio with you guys, I feel like I'm a pretty good roommate about that. I shower. I put on deodorant. I give the 6 feet, the necessary 6 feet of room that might be requested. I'm going to do what I can to make everybody feel comfortable. But if I wake up and you woke me up because of some heavy breathing, and you're wearing just a jock strap, and there's things that I can see that I just don't need to see, yeah, I might not be worried about making you comfortable anymore. Has anybody else had a roommate like this? Have you ever been woken up by your roommate?
Be like Jim Carrey in Cable Guy with Matthew Broderick. Like that's your Jim Carrey's your roommate. You're like, oh, okay, this is what we're just stretching. We're just getting a little light stretching in.
Yeah, but then it's like the Cable's like he thinks we're best friends.
He thinks we're buddies. Yeah.
He thinks we're going to do this the next road trip. He thinks we're going to plan a trip together to go fishing. Be like, no, buddy, you're the bait if we're going fishing. I'm sorry, because I ain't going to do the heavy breathing and the 4:30 workout thing. Like I can wake up at 4:30 in the morning, but I'm going to put myself back to sleep because I can think happy thoughts. There are no happy thoughts if I see some naked guy doing water weight workouts in the middle of a room with heavy breathing when it's not like he warned me that he does this. Maybe he could have told me, you know what I do at 4:30 every morning? You might want to cover your whole head up with every pillow in this room so that I don't wake you up with the freakiest, most creepy workout in the history of workouts.
You know what? I just found $87. I'm going to go buy your own room.
877-377-6963 to get with us on halftime. I'm sure after that story, you're craving something sweet and delicious. So get on over to Andy's Frozen Custard, Rogers Avenue, Fort Smith, East Oak Street and Dave Ward Drive in Conway, North Little Rock, JFK Boulevard, and ask about the Pick 6. You can mix and match 6 of your favorite flavors at Andy's Frozen Custard. Perfect to bring home for the family, perfect for the buddies for a game time treat. Ask about the Choco Rocco Concrete, Andy's Frozen Custard, roasted almonds, and marshmallow cream. Stay with us. Halftime back to wrap up the second hour right after this.
So you're telling me there's a chance? This is halftime.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. You've got beer and football, nothing is hard, until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
To $10,000 off or $7,000 off and 0% financing on select 2024 GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 24 GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000 off or take $7,000 in discounts and 0% financing with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Come get you some. 2728 Townsend Avenue is your off-road and performance center headquarters. They've got everything from lift kits, wheels, LED light bars, UTV parts and accessories, winches and tires. Need general 4x4 repair? No problem. Come get you some has one of the largest 4x4 shops in the States. They do it all, from installing a bug shield to building some of the baddest off-road machines in the country. Call them today at 782-6833. That's 782-MUD. Or check them out online at cgysoffroad.com. Come get you some.
Old Man Winter is here, bringing cold, nasty weather. And Jelco Outdoors has all the gear to keep you warm and dry. Insulated coats, jackets, overalls, coveralls, thermal socks, and gloves. For kids, up to men's 4X. Jelco Outdoors has the largest selection of winter boots in the River Valley to keep your feet warm and dry. Need a portable heater? Jelco has plenty of Mr. Heater portable propane heaters and accessories. Come see us at Jelco Outdoors. Stay safe and stay warm this winter. Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith, your cold weather store.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Joe's Grill and Cantina is already chipping away at 2025 with Joe's Chips and Salsa. Made with Tex-Mex house-made salsa. Made daily with fresh veggies, even carrots. Try their sizzling fajitas and crunchy tacos. Every Tuesday, it's Taco Tuesday. Joe's has great enchiladas with homemade sauce. It's the best around. Plus a full bar and TVs all around the restaurant. The best Tex-Mex and even better service at Joe's Grill and Cantina. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. We're live at First Financial Mortgage with my friend Ethan Adamson. Ethan was my mortgage lender here. And Ethan, between you and Emily, over 2 decades.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of experience here to help you get closed on a home really quick. We offer custom financing available through VA, FHA, RD, and conventional loans. First Financial Mortgage has a great history of lending in the area. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5, ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
What's better than getting something for free? Winning. And with the $5 bundle from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, you get the chance to do both. For $5, you get 3 tickets, a Powerball ticket with Power Play, a Mega Millions ticket, and a free Natural State Jackpot ticket. That's 3 ways to win. So ask for the $5 bundle today. Bundle is eligible with Quick Picks only. Offer ends February 28th. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. Yes, that'll be the day when you make me cry and say you're gonna leave. You know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die. Well, you give me all your loving and your loving, all your hugs and kisses and your money too. Well, you know you love me, baby. Still, you tell me maybe that someday, well, I'll be through. Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. Yes, that'll be the day when you make me cry. You say you're gonna leave. You know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Prairie View A&M beat Mississippi Valley State yesterday, 64-56. Prairie View made 6 3-pointers in the ballgame. I only mention this because this is how many people were at their game here yesterday. 358 people were inside the William Nix building on the campus of Prairie View A&M in Prairie View, Texas. And with every 3-pointer made, this is what the 348 people heard.
Right, step back right in front of the 3-point line and bury it. 4-3, the Panthers up 1. Bars, you can pick up the live stats there, right side. As on the right side, Tanaj Bentley gets a prayer and hits a 3-pointer.
Now that is a soundboard and a half. It sounds like that's each of the 348 people there that are celebrating this 3-pointer. That is making the most of your paycheck yesterday. I don't know the gentleman's name, but I certainly like people who care about their job. And I don't know, this to me says I care about my job.
51. Your practice today is Akir Sawyer. Goes straight up on the dribble drive from the bucket on the right side and puts it in. Tillman muscling his way with a double pump off the backboard. It's good for 2. Really?
Gosh, that's Eddie from Clarksville on a soundboard right there. I mean, he even got the whoop whoop going on here. That sounds a little bit. You can tell there's nobody there because you can hear the echoes. Doesn't that sound lovely?
Man, that's kind of romantic. Very romantic.
that is-
Intimate. It's like, I go see the band play when there's only 300 people. I don't want to go see them play when there's 10,000 people. It's more intimate.
Well, this guy's obviously making a demo reel to move up the ranks from Prairie View A&M. Sometime isn't Prairie View near Houston? Sometime he'll be the Rockets PA announcer. Just bring that soundboard with him.
Just bring
and
your big
we'll-
boy pants.
Yes, I'm sure he's got them. I'm sure he's got them with him. But hey, it's I'm always told. I was told by people in the entertainment industry there is no such thing as a small role. There are only small actors that don't take the role seriously. It would be the same thing with PA announcers. You can't worry about how many people are inside the building. You got to act like it's a sellout no matter what. I don't know how big this building is, but you got to act like there's 10,000 people there. It's like today. It's like today here at this ballpark at Baum Walker, where on a Tuesday afternoon against Grambling, maybe you'd get 6,500, 7,000. I'd love to see. No, it's not like this. I wouldn't anticipate this as an intense game. Arkansas's gone undefeated against Grambling, 11-0 all time. 3 of those wins in the last 4 years have been by run rule. So I don't anticipate intensity. I do anticipate people just kind of finding a chance to lay out in the hog. Today would be a day to work on the tan in the hog pen. Just the first time I ever went out there, I wasn't calling a game, and the place was packed. This would have been like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, packed out there in the hog pen. You can't barely move. I'm not calling the game because I'm traveling with basketball. You go out there, and what do I see? What do I smell? What do I hear? It's a party out there, and it smelled like the beach because everybody's out there with the SPF on getting a tan. Today's the day to go get yourself a tan at Baum Walker Stadium. And we'll keep it nice and warm for you.
They got the what is it? It's not a volleyball, but it's like a beach ball. They got that out there where they're tossing that around.
I don't know if we do the beach ball here usually what they get is all the flags waving around. Dozens upon dozens of flags waving around in the hog pen. And the beach ball, I think, is normally once you get to Omaha, which always gets me a little bit. It's like, well, this is the showcase of the sport, but yet we've got the beach ball bouncing around in every 10, 15 minutes or so. We've got to stop the game, so you got to throw the beach ball back into the seats. But then again, every 10 or 15 minutes these days, we've got to stop a game because we need to do a review. So 6 1/2 dozen the other potentially. Hour number 3 is coming up, and Bill King from Nashville Sports Radio will join Matt and Christian at 1:15. I'll be heading down to talk with Dave Van Horn. As you can see on our video stream, batting practice on the field at Baum Walker for the first time this year is happening right now. And if you look close enough, you can see DVH in front of the protective net in front of third base. Into hour number 3 of halftime. Stay with us.
Up to $3,000 off and 0.9% financing on all 2024 Buick Encore GXs at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Encore GX is a boldly styled 5-person SUV that is ready to reward. Up to $3,000 off and 0.9% financing for well-qualified buyers. This is a limited time offer. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith and online at harryrobinson.com.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check your eligibility for the Homestead Tax Credit. Contact us today and see if you qualify. The Homestead Tax Credit can save you up to $500 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
Are you tired of the overcrowded fitness centers? Would you like a fitness option where you can actually work out? Then let's hang out. The Hangout is Fort Smith's newest fitness facility. It has an 8,000 square foot gym, indoor tennis, pickleball, and basketball with more sports coming soon. The Hangout offers group and individual training in the gym and boasts 3 active tennis pros to help you grow your game. Stop in today at 5400 Gary Street or thehangoutfs.com for more information. Be a part of something different. Fitness, sports, and more. Let's hang out.
Are you a gamer, working from home, a family with lots of connected devices? Ozarks Go offers faster speeds, better connections, and more reliability. Leave your frustration and buffering from your current provider and get Ozarks Go. Ozarks Go provides real, affordable broadband internet to homes and businesses in Northwest Arkansas. Ready to get the best? Then go to ozarksgo.net and sign up now. Don't wait any longer. Faster speeds, better connections, and more reliability. Visit ozarksgo.net today.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, an increase in the sunshine. Our high today in the upper 60s to low 70s. Clear to partly cloudy sky tonight. And overnight low will drop down into the middle 40s. Wednesday, we could see just a few showers across the north. Temperatures will be falling through the 60s and into the 50s. Highs near 70 across the south on Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
You sound like a participation trophy, Dad.
Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com. We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that's the perspective. If I'm all right. One can't dominate, and we not doing it. We're gonna go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. Yeah. Phil said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
What ain't but one Razorback?
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Welcome back in on ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com, and the Hit That Line Now app. I'm Phil Elson with Matt Jones, Christian Johnston producing. I am live at Bohm Walker Stadium. Arkansas having batting practice. Grambling is starting to loosen up. We've got first pitch in 2 hours of the fifth home game of the baseball season, the first of 10 at home in a row on this nice homestand. Matt Jones and Christian will be with Bill King from Nashville Sports Radio in the next segment, looking around college football. Assistant coach Chuck Martin from men's basketball spoke with the media earlier today, previewing tomorrow's 8 o'clock game against the Texas Longhorns. Here is, I guess you could call it, an update on Adu Thero.
Just taking it day by day, and seeing how he improves.
Yeah, Coach, I guess a follow-up on that. Has Adu been able to do anything in practice? I'm not sure how much y'all have practiced since Saturday's game.
Yeah, again, he's been taking it day by day, taking it slowly, trying to make sure that we put him in the best possible position to continue to improve.
You can hear Andrew Hutchinson there from Best of Arkansas Sports with the follow-up question and got pretty much the same answer. So based on what you hear, it doesn't sound like a new practice. Doesn't always mean that you're not going to get on the basketball court. But, Matt, you can't be surprised, very tight-lipped about the situation with Thero.
Yeah, you don't know if it's just a bruise, a strain, and you have some of the best doctors in the world, great medical staff up there, great training facilities. So it's one of those deals where he'll get to get treatment anytime he wants it and stretch it out. And it's not anything that he's going to have surgery on. So maybe they can finagle it some way where he's able to go. You have to think as long as he can play basketball the way he plays, I mean, then he'll be out there.
There'll be an update tomorrow for the availability report, and who knows how they list them there? Just based on how Coach Martin is talking. If you're looking at it on a day to day, I think I'd be surprised if he's listed as out tomorrow. My guess would be questionable, but we'll find that out tomorrow. And the other injury that everyone's waiting for news on, I'll be asking Dave Van Horn a question about it in about 20 minutes about Gage Woods' MRI. Underwent the MRI yesterday. By now they would have had the results, so we should have some news about that in a little bit. Otherwise, there's no other update on Gage. So I did want to hit on this, too. It's seen where, Matt, the brotherly shove, the tush push. I guess you can only call it the brotherly shove if you're from Philadelphia. They're the team that's obviously become known for that play at the goal line or on short yardage situations. Teams trying to make a push to ban that play, and initially the NFL was tight-lipped as to which team made the request. It turns out it's the Green Bay Packers, and their general manager said, look, we've struggled against it too. But then this has come up in recent years as well with Philadelphia. It just feels to me like they just seem to have perfected it. I can't remember them ever having it stopped.
They keep changing that rule, and I don't know if it's for player safety or if you're not good enough, but used to you weren't able to go and push the quarterback when they did that. You had to stay out of the way. So now that you're able to do that, and, you got to tip your hat to Philly for going over there and as far as going over to Europe and studying the rugby and how they do that. I mean, it's low man wins, you get down, and the way they do it is so similar to the rugby setup when you're doing a scrum. And so they were you can't say they're the first, but they've done it the best. And so people take notice and that type of technique, as long as player safety is not, as far as what it is, then yeah, man, I don't know. I think they're just kind of crying. I think Green Bay's just kind of crying a little bit.
I think that's what it comes across too. And I hadn't thought about it the way you would just put it, but man, you are right. And every once in a while, I'll stop on rugby if I'm flipping through channels in a hotel, because it is interesting to watch it. And you're right, it does bring the thought of a rugby scrum, those plays, because everybody's tight to the formation, and it is just about getting as low to the ground as possible. And did you see how Chris Jones, the defensive tackle for the Chiefs, tried to defend this when he lined up, when Philly scored their touchdown in the Super Bowl at the goal line? He lined up not with his head towards the line of scrimmage. He lined up sideways. It didn't work, but it's I guess you got to think a little bit differently instead of getting just trying to make himself bigger, I guess, in that case, because he lined up sideways, and I'd never seen a defensive end or a defensive lineman do that.
Well, you need Haloti Ngata and Aaron Donald on your D tackles if you want to stop that play. I mean, you just got to get better players, because that's a man-on-man, getting a flat back, getting a bend in your knee, and ready to whoop a man's ass. That's all that play is.
It's just it's overpowering everybody at the point of attack, and I can't see like where the rule would come in to say that it's just got to be about player safety more than anything. I mean, and is it illegal to pull somebody with you? Because we see so often, you'll see a lineman get a head start, or maybe an extra running back, or somebody's trying to get a head start, run into the pile, and push that ball carrier forward. You can't pull somebody, but you can push.
Man, they've been changing these rules. I've seen guys pull. I've seen them do it. They've changed those rules. It seems like every other year. Was there a touchdown that the Buffalo Bills scored this year, and they called it back because he pulled them in? So I don't know what they've changed that to.
Well, I don't think it's going to be banned either. There's nothing to ban it for. I mean, has there been a series of injuries that have occurred on these plays? I think that's the only thing I could think of. That's why a lot of rules changes occur. That's why you can only hit a quarterback at a certain spot. Think of how different football has become because of injury concerns. But I'm just not sure if I've seen them occur on this play as often as you may see like a receiver coming over the middle.
Tom Brady was one of the best ever at quarterback sneaks, so to speak, and then adversely, Peyton Manning never did them. So like you can do it either way. And I was all, you got running backs for a reason. That's their job is to get a yard. I like to give it to my running backs, but Tom Brady was one of the best ever. If you can get a gap, where they're slanting, all sorts of things of just trying to pick up a foot.
I mean, that's what I was going to ask. What is it you're trying to get? So often on a play like this, it's not a yard, it's a foot. Is it about falling the right direction? Is finding that tiny little spot where the foot is to get to the line or to get to the first down? I just know that when the play has been named, and I guess I hadn't heard it called this in a little bit, but the brotherly shove. I mean, it's called that because Philadelphia perfected it in a way that I don't remember a lot of other teams doing. And you think of, well, it works for them. Why not everybody try it? It doesn't always work. They seem to just have it. They seem to have the knowledge of exactly how to do it.
It's a want-to. It's like taking a charge in defense. It's kind of a mindset. Now, I'm not saying just because you want to, you can get it done. It's hard work. I mean, it's a tough play mentally. It's a violent physical play.
877-377-6963 to get with us on halftime. Bill King from Nashville Sports Radio coming up in just a moment. I'm headed down to the field. Batting practice will be coming to an end shortly, and I've got an interview to do with Dave Van Horn, in which I will certainly be asking him about Gage Wood's availability moving forward. Otherwise, Matt and the C Unit will take you the rest of the way, and I'll talk to everybody, if you're still listening, at 2:30 for baseball pregame. So stay with halftime. The guys will be right back.
What we do is if we need that extra push over the cliff, you know what we do? Put it up to 11, exactly.
This is halftime.
Tommy, when's the last time you've had breast milk?
Sports to the wacky, weird, and wonderful. We've got you covered.
You got to be able to.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas. More than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sacalé, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from NBA and college basketball to the NHL and UFC, BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every three-pointer to hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline. The game starts here.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Fan. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
In every generation, there are those who question the status quo. Questions like, why can't chicken be slow roasted? Why can't I have shredded purple cabbage? Why can't my quesadilla have cheese inside and out? And where's my avocado verde salsa? The new era of chicken is here to stay. The Cantina Chicken Menu. Only at Taco Bell.
Let's win together and remember, anything else is just a copy.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They're open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Happy New Year from Sharp Equipment. Come on over to the new Sharp Equipment today and explore what all Sharp has to offer. From our latest offers and deals as a Wacker-Neuson dealer to customized hydraulic and industrial hoses, equipment repairs, and as a Cinnabogan authorized service provider, we're able to offer even more. Stop in to check out the new location at 5608 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith, or give us a call at 479-649-0500 to see how at Sharp Equipment we help you move more than just the world. We help you move forward. Sharp Equipment, your Wacker-Neuson dealer.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
You did not shoot the dead. Sheriff, I didn't shoot the dead. All around my home, they're trying to track me down. They say they want to bring me in guilt for the killing of a deputy, for the life of a deputy. But I say,
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
All right, what a beautiful Tuesday today, having here on Halftime, moving right along. A few segments left. Phil's gone down to get some sound from DBH. Baseball Hogs play Grambling here at 3 o'clock, so that'll be interesting. It's always, anytime you get a chance to, at another opportunity, go out there and play well. And we get a chance to spend a little time with Bill King, as we usually do on these Tuesdays. Always enjoy our time together. Bill, what's up, man?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Life is good. Getting into, I guess before I get you a couple football questions, just kind of want to get your thoughts on this upcoming baseball season. And Phil was kind of saying how it almost feels like an opening game today, even though this is their 5th home game of the year. Who are a couple of the teams, Bill, when you're talking about college baseball that you really like? And when's the last time we've had a college baseball team go back-to-back national championships?
South Carolina, it was around 2011, 2012. I could have the years wrong, but it was Gamecocks. Tennessee's replaced a lot of players, and they have dominated. Now, it's fair to question who they played. They have not played another team with a pulse that could fight back, and they're about to go to Houston and see teams like Oklahoma State, et cetera. We'll find out more about them, but they don't look like they've missed a beat. Probably better in pitching. A&M's right there. They lost the Grahovic kid, though, their second best player for the season with a shoulder. That was a huge announcement on Monday. That's troublesome. They still have the top player in America on their team, and then Arkansas's look good. LSU lost to Omaha in one game, but Gators look good. Georgia historically, you could question whether or not they care about baseball. Looks like they care again. And Alabama went down to Jacksonville, and you had some good teams down there and went 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, it's heating up, the SEC. It's kind of the haves and the have-nots when you look around the country, and the SEC definitely have it. And And speaking, I think this might be a more normal thing. We didn't get into this much today when Phil was here, but I just wanted to kind of, if you could break this down for me. I think this would be more common as far as Nebraska, Tennessee canceling their home and home. I don't think it behooves you. I don't think it helps you if you're in the SEC or Big Ten to schedule a strong out of conference, because look at Indiana. Look at these teams. If you only have one loss in your conference, I don't think the committee looks at who you played in the non-conference. Maybe I'm wrong, but they're almost like elimination games. This Nebraska, Tennessee, they're canceling, going to play different games. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I would agree, particularly if the SEC adopts a 9-game regular season, intra-college, or intra-league, I should say. That's just too much. And we're also talking about adding a Big Ten SEC game in some kind of agreement for the future, which is unclear. There's just so much that's being talked about. I don't know how you fit it all in, plus an expanded postseason. I think it would not behoove you to be scheduling these games right now. I agree.
There you go. So in soccer, and stay with me a little bit, when you're talking about promotion and relegation, you'll have your first and second team get byes, they get promoted, but then third place, fourth place, fifth place, sixth place, they play a home and home, and they play to see who else is going to go. Do you see that being a play-in game in the SEC and Big Ten, where you're looking at the whoever finished fourth place and fifth place, they're playing, that's going to take the place of a championship game, winner goes to the playoff, and that's a way to keep those games if you're looking around the Big Ten, Pac-12. And now the numbers are always, they can be whatever numbers you want to be. You know, it could be the third and the fourth place team playing, whatever numbers you want to make them be. But essentially, that could be the start of that tournament. You see something like that happening?
It's being discussed. And this last year, Tennessee and Ole Miss would have matched up. LSU and Alabama would have matched up in a play-in type situation. Mm-hmm. I believe it would have been Ohio State, Iowa, Illinois, and I'm leaving somebody out. But anyways, those would have been involved in their play-in type situation, with the championship game being Oregon and Penn State, the league championship game. I just think it makes things so busy. I don't know how we could do all this stuff.
Well,
I don't know how you can add a 9th game in the league and then have play-in games, and then we're expanded to 14 or 16 teams.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was trying to think if they're going to keep that game, because you wouldn't have Penn State, Oregon. They would both be getting into the tournament, one of them getting byes, and you're trying to incorporate into that, because they're playing too much. It seems like they're playing forever for that
right.
age group.
Right.
How much will you look at this? The NFL Combine's coming up, and Arkansas has 5 guys that are going to be attending now. Landon Jackson, I think he's a no-brainer, top 100 pick. Do you think, is there somebody else on that Arkansas out of those 5? You got Andrew Armstrong, Jaquindon Jackson, you got Eric Gregory, and Isaac Tesla. Anybody else in that group that you think could be a top 100 pick?
Don't think so. I will admit, I have not combed through that roster in the last few weeks or something, but I don't know of one that I'm overlooking. I don't watch. I'm such a college guy, but what that means is I'm a college guy only. And once they're gone, I typically couldn't tell you where they're at. I may accidentally see a game where I notice where it plays. I just don't notice. I don't. I stopped watching the NFL probably in the early 90s.
It's almost like the Combine. There's just certain numbers you want to get. Like if you're a receiver, you want to run under a 4.6, and as long as you don't go out there and run a 4.87, then it's same with the running back. As long as you can run a 4.58 or better, it's like there's kind of standards that you want to get to. I think Andrew Armstrong, that'd be interesting, because I love the way he competes. I love the way he fights, and so it'd be interesting to see what his numbers are. Is there a can't miss prospect like Brock Bowers was last year? Maybe it's Will Campbell from LSU, that tackle. Maybe it's one of these edge rushers. Maybe is Travis Hunter also, Bill? To me, can he be a Honey Badger? If you remember Honey Badger, then and was able to play and do a couple different things. What kind of role do you see Travis Hunter being as well?
He's a cover corner. He's a sticky corner. He's lean. He's not real big. The Honey Badger was a tough guy, tackler, physical at 5'9", he could get in the box. Totally different body types, totally different descriptions, both really good, but not similar as far as job responsibility. Hunter is a world-class athlete, as we all could see. Could be a receiver and a corner. He's going to be a corner. He is a sticky corner. I worry about his size. I don't think he's 6 foot. He might be 170 pounds. If you ask me to find a flaw and try really hard, that would be my question.
Yeah, no question. It's durability because the talent is there. We had brought this up yesterday a little bit. I think it was yesterday, but some of these teams doing away with the spring game, and I get your work's done in spring practice. You know, you want to hit, you want to tackle in the spring practices and the spring games for the fans, an exhibition to put on for your alumni, for your donor, however you want to do that day. It's supposed to be for the fans. How do you see this? This is spring ball. Is it going to be done as we know it, or what do you think the next phase of spring practice is?
Spring games could very well be done as we've known it. Now, almost every spring game I watch or attempt to watch is fake football anyways. I never believe in the authenticity of the game in the spring. The practices are very important for any number of reasons. We know that. It's almost like conspiracy theory time. A coach like Matt Rule started this, at least publicly, saying we may cancel. We did cancel. And now everybody breathes a sigh of relief, meaning all the head coaches, and they all feel comfortable now because everybody's doing it. That's what it feels like. That game for coaches is a big pain in the neck. And I think they're probably relieved.
Yeah, I remember it being a day where you sign autographs for the fans and you kind of have a script and you go out there and go through it. If you think last year with Lane Kiffin, I think they went out there with shorts and shells and did their spring game.
They just had a circus or whatever they did out there. Yeah, and you know what? If that's what you want to do, fine. That's just a waste of my time. I remember probably 25, 30 years ago, I was at a spring game, and I remember just thinking solely to myself, why am I here? Mm-hmm. Am I getting anything? You know, and now if I'm a fan, it's different. You just want to see your guys. I understand that. But from my point of view, I want to learn something, and that's not where you're going to get it.
Who I know we like that receiver from Ohio State, but when I'm combing through the SEC and Nussmeier, the quarterback at LSU, he might be my favorite that's returning in conference. And I know there's a lot of talent, but when you're looking around at some Luther Burden's going to be gone, probably the first, second, third receiver taken in the draft. What team do you see that has a couple of these guys that are the best receiving group?
Well, Luther Burden is a first-round talent. There's no doubt about it. Emeka Egbuka, I think you were referring to him. Jeremiah Love is a true freshman, but Egbuka is a borderline first-rounder as well. Those are some good ones. I could be skipping somebody in the SEC. I don't know if there's another receiver in the SEC that is eligible to turn pro that is a first-round type talent. We certainly don't have another tight end anywhere on the planet like Brock Bowers. And that might be a while, if not any time in the distant future, we see another one with his gifts. But, yeah, it's not a big year for receivers, certainly out of the Southeastern Conference. And the best quarterback veteran would be Nussmeier. The guy who's trending the best is probably DJ Lagway down in Florida, who's just a true sophomore coming up. And the sky's the limit. I thought, and I told you guys, that Nico, who's got another year at Tennessee, Iamaleava would be up there. And I think he's top 10 overall in the country, but I don't think he's top 2 or 3 like I thought, at least not yet.
Well, but before one last thing, then I'll keep it with the quarterbacks, and we'll talk about the Arkansas Razorback quarterback, Taylon Green. What kind of – I think he'll make big jumps having the same offensive coordinator for a whole season where you keep changing. Now, you're going to be losing some receivers and some other things, but as far as being comfortable – I think he'll be more comfortable. I think, Bill, and I'm not, of course I want the Razorbacks to win every single game, but I try to be objective. I think that he can be a top 4 quarterback in the SEC. What are your thoughts kind of on Taylon Green, and what's kind of an expectation for him for next year?
Well, it would be consistency. And you mentioned it, another year. He's got a year under his belt. There's consistency with the play caller and the offensive coordinator. That's big, and you lived it, so you would know that better than anybody. And I think you'll see more consistency out of him. When he's right, he's a very dangerous dual threat. We've all seen that. And this year, you would think he takes that step.
Yeah, I think so. I think he'll. I'm interested to see how they do in spring ball and kind of seeing his next progression in the way it goes. Well, Bill, man, hey, I appreciate you as always spending a little time with us today.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. That's Bill King. National. Oh, I didn't ask him about Sampson. They're running back from Tennessee. We'll get him next week about that. I know Tennessee has a really good running back I like. That I think him and Jaquindon Jackson are probably very comparable. Where you know how they'll kind of go in trends, Christian, where it'd be like all of a sudden a running back gets taken and then 5 of them go in the next 12 picks. I could see those guys going pretty close together.
Yeah, I agree. They've got a lot of talent. Just staying healthy, obviously, has been kind of an issue, especially for Jackson. But Sampson was one of the most highly regarded running backs in college football last year. So, and we saw firsthand what he could do against Arkansas, even though Arkansas was able to kind of limit him in that game. But yeah, he's a great athlete.
Yeah, he's tough. Well, we're if you want to get in with us, please do. That's 877-377-6963. We got a return going on. You getting Luka going to play his former team, so we're going to kind of get into that as we finish up this version of halftime, and get in with us if you want to, and we'll be back after this.
Greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
This is halftime.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Up to $10,000 off or $7,000 off and 0% financing on select 2024 GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 24 GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000 off or take $7,000 in discounts and 0% financing with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Join us for the legendary adventure Mystery at the Forest on Saturday, April 26th. Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center invites you to share this magical evening of excitement, mystery, and fun. If you are a business or individual looking to sponsor a heartfelt organization or to buy tickets, please visit our Facebook page for more information or call our office at 479-452-2260.
I'm new in town, but not new to Oklahoma law. Hi, I'm Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions. I've been licensed to practice law in Oklahoma for 13 years, so it was time to put down some roots. Smack dab across from the Sequoia County Courthouse in Sallisaw. We offer low flat fees and payment plans to fit every budget. So if you need a lawyer, drop by, check us out online, or call us at 918-238-2363. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price.
You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear?
Looking for the best way to save big this winter? WT Equipment has you covered with exclusive winter savings on Workmaster and Boomer compact tractors from New Holland. Choose your deal. 0% financing for 72 months or get a free loader with your tractor purchase. These powerful, fuel-efficient tractors are built for hard work and year-round reliability. And now, they come with unbeatable savings. Hurry in to WT Equipment before March 31st to lock in your deal. Visit us today or call 479-442-8284 for details.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbIrdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Now, for a limited time, employee pricing is back at the #1 fifth wheel dealer in Arkansas, Wheels RV. That's right, employee pricing is back, and you pay what our employees pay on a huge selection of select new and used RVs, plus some 2025 models included. You'll find all your favorite brands, such as Grand Design, Brinkley, Forest River, Vibe, Novo, and Flagstaff. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty on every new RV sold. Employee pricing exclusively at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV, located 5 miles west of I-49 in Tawnytown. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right. Shout out to Bill King. Thanks for stopping by with us. Phil Elson gone for the remainder of the day, but you can always get some more Phil Elson, I believe, at 2:30 is when they'll start the pregame show for the baseball game. If you want to get in with us, please do. Halftime 877-377-6963. Before we get into a little basketball talk, Unit, what's your thoughts on this baseball team? And have you seen them play a lot this year? What's kind of your initial, your first thoughts after you've kind of got over? What do we played? 5 games so far?
7 games they've played. They're 6-1. That series against Washington State, I believe is who it was. Yeah. They looked good. It was, amazing that they got the sweep, because typically you play a team four times, you at least lose once. They got kind of tested in one game, and they had to come back and win. It was good to see them do that, though, and find ways to win. That's what this team has been doing this year, finding ways to win when the bats maybe aren't, doing that great. But overall, the pitching staff has been pretty solid. You haven't had, maybe in the Michigan game, it was a little bumpy, though. Had a 8-1 lead and ended up being 8-6. But you got the win there. I think this team will really get tested in SEC play. Obviously, every team is good, and that's kind of when we'll know maybe what this team is capable of doing. The hitting will get better as the year goes on. I like the lineup. I like, from top to bottom, they seem to have some good hitters, and you put the ball in play, good things happen. You don't want to see a bunch of strikeouts. Kind of happened a little bit in Arlington, but they were facing some really good pitchers also. So, yeah, I mean, kind of early to tell, but they look good, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, man. Go out there, have fun, play hard. Somebody who's going to be playing hard, a game I'm looking forward to. That's this evening, man. You get the return matchup with your boy Luka.
Man,
now it's not really a return because it's in LA, but it is the Mavericks. How emotional? When I think of just almost let sleeping dogs lie. Luka seems like the type of guy that he'll take it personal and he'll try to hang 50 on you.
Well, he should. For one, when Luka was on the Mavericks, my fandom was sky high. But ever since the front office did what they did, it just felt wrong.
When's the last time you've seen a young superstar take a team to the NBA Finals and then that team trade him?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's ever happened that I can think of. I'm sure something similar's maybe happened in the past, but this just seems way out there. It seems like there's something deeper going on, but I tell you what it's done to me. It's just made me kind of care a lot less about the NBA in general. I mean, I have nothing against Luka. Like I want to see him have a great career, just like I would have if he was on the Mavs, because he didn't ask for this or anything. But apparently the front office felt they had reason to do it, which is crazy that it was apparently that bad that they felt the need to trade him. And I'm kind of interested in this game, but either way, if the Mavs win, Luka's that type of player that you want on your team, and it's all about players in the NBA. Like, who's your favorite? You want to watch your favorite player, and when you trade your favorite player, it kind of kills the fun out of it.
Who's the best team in your opinion right now in the West? Because I see the Lakers they're sitting in fourth place. They're 8-2 in their last 10. The Mavericks are 5-5. Now the West is kind of jumbled there, but you got Oklahoma City, who the young squad last year got bounced early, but maybe there's a little more maturity, a little more growth. The Denver Nuggets look like they might be back onto something, especially if Jamal Murray's healthy. The Joker had 19 assists the other night. And then you get Memphis with Ja Morant, who is just uber athletic. And then you wonder a little bit about Jimmy Butler and Golden State. That pickup, Golden State's won 3 in a row now. So maybe they're trending in the right way. Who right now, if I had to give you said, hey, this is the best team in the West?
I mean, there's 3 or 4 really good teams. Oklahoma City, with the young team they have, they're really, really tough to beat. But come playoff time, I want to see if they're able to kind of rely on that experience maybe they got last year of losing. They were really good last year as well, but they made some nice moves. I like Caruso. I think Oklahoma City maybe has the most potential out of the top 4 or 5 teams, but Memphis isn't a bad team, but I don't really trust them yet. They can defend pretty good, but even the Lakers, man, I know they hadn't really clicked with the Lakers, but they're 34-21, really good team. And then you never can count out Denver. Man, I'll tell you what, this is a wide open race, but as it stands right now, if the Lakers can get it figured out, man, they're sitting pretty good. And then even the Houston Rockets, they're a sneaky good team. But if I had to pick a number 1 team right now, just with the way things are looking, I got to go with Oklahoma City. Who's
somebody who moves the needle for you? Like years ago, I went to a game just because, Kevin Garnett's playing, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Rajon Rondo. They were playing the Thunder with Westbrook and Harden and Durant. But I went to see Rajon Rondo play. It's who, like Dame Lillard would be a guy I would spend money to go watch him play. Even Jalen Brunson, if he's going to give it to you and he's going to do his thing. Jalen Brunson's a guy I really like the way he plays. I'm looking at Tyrese Maxey and Phil. Who's a couple guys that are just kind of can't miss, must watch? If they're playing a game, you want to watch these guys play.
Honestly, Luka, but I'll actually go with Ja Morant just because he's really talented. He plays above the rim. He's just really explosive, and you never know when he's going to dunk on somebody or anything. It's just I got to go with him right now. And then obviously Steph Curry can't go wrong watching him play. But I mean, right now there's really not, in my opinion, just a ton of like.
Is your boy Spider? Is your boy Donovan
I was
Mitchell?
Actually thinking
is he underrated?
I think so, but I think when players kind of get older, people kind of lose because he's not. I mean, he can still dunk, but he's just not as explosive as he once was, and I don't know. LeBron even still has that wow factor to him, even though he's 40 years old. But Cleveland's the best team overall. I think Donovan Mitchell has a lot to do with that.
And if you think about Boston's run last year, when they played Philadelphia, they didn't have Joel Embiid. When they played Cleveland, I believe, they didn't have Donovan Mitchell. So when you look at their run last year in the playoffs, they got, you can say get lucky, but or was it the Bucks that they played without Dame and Giannis? You start looking, and so it might be a little tougher road for the Celtics. But those four guards, when you talk Derek White, Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum, to me still, and I said this last year since that trade, to me still in the NBA, those are the best four guards on any team if you're just measuring up. And then is Porzingis healthy? Is Al Horford healthy? Are certain guys that are going to be able to play? But those four guards, what they do is they're very efficient and they make the right basketball play. And Jason Tatum, him and Jaylen Brown, I mean, I think Tatum's the best American basketball player right now, and then Jaylen Brown's just right behind him.
Yeah, they've got a little mix of everything. They're really fundamentally sound. They lock you up on defense when they need to, and that starts with Drew Holiday, Horford, Tatum, like you said, Derek White, and Jaylen Brown. Man, that's a team last year that, they had a little bit of easier road, but when they needed to, they locked in and made the right plays. And it'll be interesting to see when maybe they're facing a little bit better competition this year in the playoffs. Are they able to make it look as easy as they did last year?
All right. Well, if you want to get in with us, we got one more segment today coming up. That's 877-377-6963. Give us a call, text us, whatever you want to talk about. We got one segment coming up, and we'll be back right after this.
Kind of a big deal. People know me.
This is Halftime.
Up to $3,000 off and 0.9% financing on all 2024 Buick Encore GXs at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Encore GX is a boldly styled 5-person SUV that is ready to reward. Up to $3,000 off and 0.9% financing for well-qualified buyers. This is a limited time offer. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith and online at harryrobinson.com.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Z Road, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
I know we're always on the go, heading to Fayetteville, Little Rock, Oklahoma City, and you need a place to fill up. But not just for gas. I need snacks, drinks, and a restroom that doesn't make me throw up. That's why my new favorite pit stop is Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue on the way out of town. I can't stop by without getting something from their hot box or a fresh made burger. That's Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue in Fort Smith.
Are you an angler having trouble Finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine. On North 11th Street is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle. Also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle. 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith. 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors in Van Buren. The best of the best for 2 straight years. Michael and his team offer the best prices on the best quality pre-owned vehicles in the River Valley. They invite you to stop by and check it out for yourself. Or if you prefer to check out their inventory online or even do your financing online. Michael has built his reputation as a husband, father, and owner-operator since 2006. Broadway Motors, 806 Broadway in Van Buren, or online at BroadwayMotorsAR.com.
Looking to protect yourself and your family this flu season? Law's Drug Store at 6802 Rogers Avenue offers the latest vaccines for adults and seniors in both COVID-19 and the flu. Law's Drug Store has friendly pharmacists ready to assist you with no appointment necessary. Call 452-6116. It's quick, it's easy, and in most cases, free with your insurance. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Open 6 days a week to care for you and your family.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Who's gonna tell you that it's too late? Who's gonna tell you things aren't so great? You can't go on. Yeah. Nothing's wrong. Who's gonna tell you how? Tonight. Who's gonna pick you up when you fall? Who's gonna hang it up when you call?
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
All right. What a fun show today, man. It was good work. Thank you so much to all our listeners out there and everybody, calling in and texting in. Makes the show fun for us. We hope the show's fun for you guys as well. Thank you to Alyssa Orange. Shout out for coming on. We always love spending a little time with her and And then Bill King, the college football guy, he's always got it going on. And Christian, I'm interested in the combine a little bit to see how these Arkansans do, but I want to get your thoughts on this Arkansas-Texas basketball game. We hadn't really heard from you too much about everything that's going on. How are you feeling right now? 4 games to go. Do you think 3's going to play? Can the Hogs go 2-2? What are you kind of thinking right now?
I like the momentum behind the team right now. You get a big win over a really good Missouri team at home, something they've kind of struggled to do at times this year is beat a good team on their home floor. I mean, they've got 2 or 3 quality wins, but they've also got a lot of losses where they had a chance and they couldn't get it done. So that makes me feel better seeing them actually hang on to win a game. And Texas isn't quite what Missouri is, but they're still a really good team. They've got some good players. I like the fact that it's on your home floor. And I know Thiero's out, but I still like the way everyone else is playing. And I think if everyone gives you something, this team is still really tough, even without him. And I think they're good enough to win they're good enough to beat Texas without Thiero if everyone's kind of playing hard and stuff like that. But he will be missed, I think, going further down the road if he's not able to get back soon. But I still think Arkansas is going to beat Texas because, like you said, Billy Richmond, I like what he does out there on the floor, and Carter Knox and everybody else is playing well. And y'all talked about Brazil earlier. It would be incredible to see him give a little bit more. And Adu, if last game's an indicator, it looks like he's maybe starting to turn a new leaf and kind of get dirty a little bit and help this team. So I still think there's plenty of firepower out there. And we'll see. If he's out, this is a game where you could probably get by with it.
You can't overlook anybody. Texas, they have their backs against the wall. They're 5-9. We've already beat them. I think you're going to get Texas's best effort. I think Tremont Mark's going to play 1,000 times better than he did down there.
He's going to be motivated.
Speaking of comeback game, right? Speaking of Luka, got people coming back to play their former team. I agree with you on 9. I think he's looking more springy. He's looking more comfortable. He's looking more like he's associating. So I can dig that. You got to hope Nelly Davis doesn't revert back to the old Nelly of shooting 11 threes and missing all of them. Keep playing downhill. Keep getting to the free throw line. Take the 3 when it's there, but run the team like you can. Be a veteran guy. Be savvy because his defense is first class. I think you're going to have to get 40 minutes out of Knox, Brazil, and Wagner. Like, I think if Thiero's out, if 3 can't go, I mean, you're looking at those kids are going to have to, 36-plus minutes type of thing. And you hope they can go. And then Billy Richmond, that's what scares me. I know he's a strong safety, but you can't play 11 minutes and foul out. I mean, that's uncalled for.
Yeah, and I don't know. Typically, he doesn't get in foul trouble like that. That was just
it's just
a bad night.
You
don't want to see him do it again for sure. You need to be out there for sure.
Hey, well, man, thanks to everybody again. We had a fun time today, and we'll probably have a handful more shows like this where it'll be the unit and myself bringing you home for the last hour before we hand you off to Ruskin and Zach, which today they're not doing it today, are they? Or are they doing their thing? Is baseball going straight to baseball, I guess? But maybe they are. Stay tuned and check it all out. See you around.
Hey, back at Harry Robinson's Saddle-Saw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Saddle-Saw. The weather's put everybody behind, and I know this weekend it's a big time for Troy, you and your staff to get caught up during the Salesman Showdown.
Yes, it definitely is. This snow kind of slowed us down a little bit, but we're not going to let it scare us. We're not going to let it stop us, and we're going to make sure that you still get the best deal out there. So if you're looking for a vehicle, come down to Harry Robinson Saddle-Saw Ford.